radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
I need your help to get to the year 1985.
You're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
All right. Hey, I'm over in YouTube right now just chopping. Watch this. Hold on. I'm going to tell Bill right now. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. What is cracking, everybody? I'm behind the ball. I got the video going. Okay, we're good. We're good. Bill, swing that axe. How you doing? It's Fade to Black, bespoke radio for the masses. Yeah. Bill says he bought a date. He brought a date to help him swing that axe tonight. I'm not playing around. I'm just letting everybody know. Today's Monday, July 19th, 2021. 201 days into the new year. Only 164 days left. We are live from a bunker somewhere in the middle of nowhere. A total undisclosed location. Thanks to virtual Shield VPN. That's right. But it is beautiful around here. Yeah. I did some... I have, some guitars in cases, cracking them open, and I was going to mix up the wall, and then I went guitar shopping, and I did that too, and I'm just saying, sometimes, I've worked really hard. I haven't had any days off in weeks, and this weekend was no exception to all of that. Everybody knows how busy I have been. And you know what? You know what gives me rest? You know what gives me rest, where I just feel bright and shiny and like I just got out of the shower? A new guitar. Does it every time. So yeah, I got my eyes on a couple of things. And so there you go. All right. Where are we? I didn't say anything. Like I would like to welcome everybody listening all around the world, all across the United States, hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, up and down, east and west, north and south, far and near. This is Fade to Black for KJCR, the Game Changer Network, and KGRA, the planet. Race Hobbs. The planet. Race Hobbs. Race Hobbs. Race. So today... All right. Let's get a few things out of the way. Tonight, very special guest, and I am very excited about this. Tyler Glockner announces the return of Secureteam10. So we're going to do that tonight. Tomorrow night, another big show. Really looking forward to this. Duke Sullivan is here. Duke Sullivan of World Bigfoot Radio joins us for the very first time. And then on Wednesday, the one and only James Fox. That's right. James Fox is back to take his UFO victory lap. Very well deserved. We're going to do that on Wednesday night. And then Thursday night, we made the announcement today. Let me tell you how this happened. Ron Keel is going to be joining me. He's going to help me answer the phones around here. Going to wrap with Ron and then take your phone calls. And Ron knows UFOs. He does. Conspiracy theory. And, of course, Ron is a very respected vocalist, guitarist, and musician out there. And, obviously Steeler and Keel and the Ron Keel band. He's known as the Metal Cowboy. But Ron, and I think it was mid-year last year, right in the middle of the Rona, came on the show. And it was one of, all the shows are great. They really are. But that show with Ron, for me, because I have such mad respect for Ron. And it started with going all the way back to the release of the album Steeler with Yngwie Malmsteen and Rick Fox. And just a great album. And I think Mark Edwards was on drums. Oh, man, I hope I didn't mess that up. But I think it was Mark Edwards. But anyway, the respect for Ron and Keel and my arriving in Hollywood and what all of that meant. Anyway, so it was a great honor to have Ron on the show. So today, Ron posted a couple of months ago a guitar. I said, dude, I want that guitar. And he said, it's yours. And I messed up. I let the guitar go. And I called Ron today. I said, hey, man, what's up with that guitar? Dude, it's gone. I was like, oh, no. And he goes, don't worry, man, I've got others. And I said, yeah, but that one. I said, all right, send me some pictures. Anyway, so Ron and I today were just rapping on the phone. I said, Ron, can you, what are you doing on Thursday? He just came off the road, right? He just came off a little tour, and he's getting ready to head back out on tour. I said, are you at home? He said, man, I'm at home. I said, you want to come on the show on Thursday, hang out with me, and just take some phone calls? He's like, dude, I'm so there. And so immediately, just boom, done, and updated the website and posted that out there. Ron Keel is with us for Fader Night this week. I am so excited. I posted on Ron's post about this. I said, man, I'm a little nervous. I mean, it's Ron Keel. But anyway, so Ron will be with us on Thursday night. So we've got an amazing week lined up in front of us. Now, a couple of things, and I know Ron is listening right now. He's like, church. I'm nervous, man. Ron Keel. Okay, so anyway, where am I at? Oh, I wanted to just give a little public service announcement out there for everybody. Rick and Morty season 5 is out. And if you haven't watched Rick and Morty, and I've seen it over the years, I've seen it, it's a cartoon. Oh, man, whatever. And so I ignored it. And then one day I read, somebody gave me a tip on it, and I read the description. I'm going to check this out. Rick and Morty, in the history of television, Rick and Morty may be the greatest TV series of all time. I'm putting it up there with anything that you can name. I don't care what your favorite TV show is of all time, what you think is the greatest, the best, right? Rick and Morty. So if you haven't checked it out, listen to me right now. Go season 1, episode 1 of Rick and Morty and get binging. Everything that we talk about on this show, everything, the science, the physics, the aliens, the ET, the ghost, the conspiracy, all of it is in this show. Now, I'm going to say this. It's for adults. Okay, this isn't a kiddie show. There is all of the colorful language that you can imagine in this. And I'm going to say one other thing as a public service announcement. If you go to church every Sunday and you're prim and proper, God love you. Happy that you do it. Don't change. But this may not be the show for you. That's all I got. That's all I got to say. Rick and Morty. You've got to go and check. I can't get enough of it. And I just watched episode 5 of season 5 last night. I got to wait every week. You know, they didn't bust it all out at once, and I had to pay for it too. And I happily shelled out those 15 shekels or whatever it was for season 5. But you have got to check out Rick and Morty. Okay, now moving on. Is that an endorsement? That's an endorsement. Rick and Morty, solid. Mr. Nimbus. All right. Anyway, Jerry and Summer and Morty. Oh, just an incredible show. The Forbidden Disclosure Conference was a huge success over the weekend. It was supposed to be 11 hours, quickly turned into 12, and then 13 hours live on the air. I worked from 5 a.m. until 9 p.m. You do the math on that one. It was absolutely amazing. It went off without any hitches, no technical, nothing. Perfect show. I want to thank right now Billy Carson for all of his hard, tireless work and effort. Linda Moulton Howe, Richard Dolan, Nick Pope, and Lou Elizondo. So many bombs were dropped. I did make a comment. It's going to take me a couple of weeks to process. There was so much there. The episodes, we told you, it was going to be a season and get cut up into a full season. All of that is there. The editing and the team at Forbidden Knowledge and how they put these episodes together, the graphics, it's just stunning. So if you paid for the conference, you know what I'm talking about. You've got tickets to go back and watch everything again. And I've been doing just that. It was absolutely amazing. So again, thank you, Billy, Linda, Richard, Nick, and Lou. Just a tremendous success. And if you were there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, let's move on. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. The Sandbox is hashtag F2B right here on Twitter. Hello to everybody over at KGRA. Race Hobbs. Everybody over at KGRA. The Spreaker chat room is open. Everybody is over on YouTube causing trouble now. The chop. The axe is swinging. There you go. All right. Any questions or comments during the show? Hashtag F2BQ. Let's get to the breaking news. Over the weekend, United Airlines announced that it has invested in Swedish electric aircraft startup Heart Aerospace. As part of the investment, United has agreed to buy 100 ES-19 electric airplanes, and once their aircraft meets United's safety, business, and operating requirements. The investment is part of the airline's plan to reduce greenhouse emissions by 100% by 2050 without relying on traditional carbon offsets. Mesa Airlines, which is partnering with United to bring electric planes into commercial service, has also agreed to add 100 ES-19s to its fleet. Incredible electric airplanes, and they are commercial aircraft. You have to see them to believe them. It's absolutely incredible. All right, this was announced today. The makers of a luxury vehicle billed as a flying motorcycle that can travel upwards to 300 miles per hour have completed flight testing for their first prototype and are ready to take pre-orders. The Jetpack Aviation envisions its speeder, that's what it's called. It's a jet-powered vertical takeoff and landing aircraft as both a pleasure craft and a mission vehicle for medical teams and fire and rescue operations. The company's P1 prototype hit several benchmarks that demonstrated the speeder's ability to take off, climb, hover, yaw, and perform slow transitions into forward flight. It's turbine-powered, jet engines. It's crazy looking, too. You lay down in it. It's crazy. It's pretty cool. The speeder can reach an altitude of 15,000 feet, hit speeds of 300 miles per hour, and cost around $380,000. All right, this announced today. Several Tesla owners across the country have reported their cars being grounded by rats. And Tesla has no answers. That's right. Tesla refuses to cover damages caused by rodents gnawing at its, wait for it, Tesla's soy-based and wonderful-tasting wiring insulation. I'm not making this up. All right. Next up, this is incredible. Decades-long research into Leonardo da Vinci's remains have revealed how many people currently alive right now who can claim to be descendants of the family of the Renaissance genius and the Mona Lisa painter. And that number is 14. The findings published in the journal Human Evolution this month comes from new genealogical tree going through 21 generations and 4 branches. Now, here's the deal. Their identities are being kept private for obvious reasons. Let's get this show cracking. Happy birthday to today, Benedict Cumberbatch. Today he's 45, of course, Doctor Strange in the Imitation Game. Brian May, guitar god, today is 74. And the Eagles' OG guitarist, Bernie Leadon, today is 74. Our dead guy's birthday today is, I need a moment of silence, please, for Alan Collins. 1952 to 1990, died at the age of 37. Alan was one of the founding members and guitarists of Lynyrd Skynyrd. He co-wrote many of the band's songs with late frontman Ronnie Van Zant, including Freebird, Gimme 3 Steps, my favorite, That Smell. Alan survived the 1977 plane crash that killed 3 band members, including Van Zant. Tragedy struck again in 1980 when Collins' wife, Kathy, suddenly died of a hemorrhage. Then in 1986, Collins was involved in a car accident that claimed the life of his girlfriend, Deborah Jean Watts, and paralyzed Alan from the waist down with limited use of his arms and hands. He would never play guitar on stage again. Alan died on January 23, 1990 from chronic pneumonia, a complication of the paralysis. He was just 37 years old. Unbelievable. That is a true rock and roll tragedy story right there. On this day in history, 1799. Big day. During Napoleon's Egyptian campaign, a French soldier discovers a black slab inscribed with ancient writing in a small town about 35 miles east of Alexandria. It was later named the Rosetta Stone on this day in 1799. Fader fact. This is interesting. Fader facts are always great. This one, right up there. Seiryu Miharashi Station in Japan is a train station with no entrances, no exits, no roads or paths to connect it. All it serves is a platform for the train passengers to step out and admire the valley. And that is your Fader fact. Tonight, Tyler Glockner is here announcing the return of Secureteam10. Tomorrow night, Duke Sullivan, I cannot wait for this show, of World Bigfoot Radio joins us for the first time. Wednesday night, James Fox is back to take his UFO victory lap, and it's so well deserved. Thursday night, it's Fader night, not just any other Fader night. Ron Keel is going to be here manning the phones, taking your calls, answering your questions, telling some stories, all of that on Thursday night. Really looking forward to that. A visit, a drive-by with Ron Keel. All right. Let me hit this River Moon coffee. I need it. rivermoonwellness.com. Go. Visit the Amazon store. Visit the website. Get Fade to Black blend. Game Changer blend. Best coffee in the world. All right. Man, I'm so sick of trolls. I'm getting old. I don't have any patience anymore. I didn't really used to care. Used to ignore it. Whatever. Now I'm starting to get a little snippy online. But anyway, Over the last week, there's been a minor dust-up in the UFO community. And I'm calling it minor because of who is involved in starting it. Mike Rogers. Most of you don't know who he is, and that's probably for the better at this point, but I'll say this much. Mike Rogers was the crew leader with Travis Walton back in the day during Travis's abduction event. Now, recently, after 45 years, Mike has been on a tiny, little, small, insignificant podcast saying that Travis made it all up. Some of this started up last year, and I took the time to check out this podcast, and I saw that probably, from my memory, by the way, maybe 20 people listened to it at that time. And I took this directly from the numbers that were posted. I went and did some due diligence. So I called up Travis, and I spoke with him about what was going on. In fact, I talked to Travis a few times that week. And what I can say about our conversation is this. I told Travis that nobody heard the show. It's no big deal. It's insignificant. So I told Travis to move on, and he agreed. I said, dude, it's just not a big deal. I don't even remember the name of the show or who the host was, and that seemed to be the end of things. Now, here we are, almost a year later, and Mike Rogers is back at it again. And what Mike doesn't realize is this. We don't care. Nobody does. Oh, there may be a few idiots out there chiming in, but there are literally hundreds of millions of people who are firmly in the corner of Travis Walton. Mike Rogers, maybe 2. Probably none, as in 0. But anyway, first, well, here's the obvious. I wasn't there. I wasn't there when this UFO happened. I wasn't there. This abduction, I wasn't there. Only Travis and the logging crew were. But for 45 years, their story has not changed. It hasn't gotten bigger or smaller, and the facts, as stated from the beginning, have stayed absolutely the same. And here is where, for me, things get even more solid. And that is this. Immediately after Travis made that phone call, after he was gone for 5 days, after he made that phone call, his family, his friends, law enforcement, researchers, everybody got involved. And all of it is on the record. It's on TV. It's on the news. It's in newspapers, magazines. A film was made. A book was written. And after for 45 years, the event has been researched, it's been studied, and it's been told over and over and over again. Now, again, I wasn't there, but I haven't been at any truly historical moments. I haven't. Neither have you. And as with anything that contributes anything to history, we have to rely on those who were there for them to give their accounts. And it is with this testimony that history is written. So, as for Travis Walton and his amazing experience, just like anything else, all we have are those who were there before, during, and after. Based on everything that I have read, watched, and of course my many conversations with Travis over the years, things that I have looked at very closely, nothing surfaced that would tell me that something wasn't quite right. Nothing. And trust me, like anything, I'm looking for the one thing that doesn't add up. With Travis, everything was consistent. Everyone. All of it. So, from where I sit, Tragging and the logging crew have always told the truth. That's it. Which is why I call this a minor dust-up. If there was one thing that is worth our time to consider, it is this. Why would Mike Rogers say that Travis Walton and the event was a hoax? Well, on the surface, it just doesn't make any sense. Below the surface, it makes even less sense. But that being said, this minor dust-up isn't about Travis. It's about Mike. Now, I'm not going to speculate, but what Mike doesn't realize is that it was Travis who went aboard that craft, not Mike. The only reason the world knows about Mike at all is because of the Travis Walton abduction. It was never I was cutting trees and driving a truck when my friend was abducted by alien story. It wasn't. And Mike was upset that he's not at the center of the world over the last 45 years. And the only way that he can put himself back in the game is to yell hoax. Now, here's the bottom line. Mike Rogers was cool with lying for 45 years, according to him. But now he's telling the truth. Too many moving parts in this for Travis that have all been solid. The event has never changed, except for Mike. A judge would say, he'd look down from the bench and he would look at Mike Rogers and he would say, Mr. Rogers, you didn't say anything back then, so why should we believe you now? And that, my friends, is the bottom line. Because the game is ended. Time has expired, and the final buzzer has sounded. And right now, Mike Rogers wants to yell, "Put me in, coach. I want to play." Well, sorry, Mike. You're benched. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Tonight, very special guest right here. Tyler Glockner will announce the return of Secureteam10. Tomorrow night, Duke Sullivan joins us from World Bigfoot Radio for the first time. And Wednesday night, James Fox is here. James Fox is here to take his UFO victory lap. Thursday night, Ron Keel joins us for Fader Night. He's going to help me man the phones. That's right. This is Fade to Black on the Game Changer Network. I'll be right back with Tyler Glockner. Stay right there.
This is Nicole Church, daughter of you-know-who, and you're listening to Fade to Black on JimmyChurchRadio.com and the Game Changer Network.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net. KGRA Radio.
Introducing the Game Changer blend from River Moon Coffee that delivers a customized blend made specifically for the Fadernauts. If the game is rigged, change the game. It's a bolder cup with some bite. Game Changer is the coffee of choice for those that prefer an organic dark roast that is slightly lighter and milder, but it's still dark. With wild notes of pecans and chocolate with a rich, balanced, full-bodied cup that is roasted to perfection for a great coffee to start your day, as an after-dinner coffee or anywhere in between. Artisan, small batch roasted to perfection. USDA certified organic, all River Moon coffee is freshly roasted and packaged in the USA. Just go to rivermooncoffee.com or click on the banners over on our site and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. rivermooncoffee.com.
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact. KGRARadio.com.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can get our podcast for just $2 per month. All you have to do is click on the podcast banner over at jimmychurchradio.com.
Hi, folks. It's troubling times, and fear is pushing emotions, which in turn pushes health the wrong direction. Do you ever get an ache because life is uneasy? Try Life Change Tea at wtih.com. Life Change Tea works on your digestive tract, helping to move food through quicker and comfortably so your health is spot on. Life Change Tea may not help with world issues, but it will help with your digestive issues. A glass a day helps keep the intruders away. So, change your life today. Log on to getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. If your health game is off, get on by ordering Life Change Tea. Getthetea.com. And while you're on our site, look around at the great non-GMO organic supplements. And if you're a sales shopper, go to our specials page and see what's for you. I've been drinking the tea for 12 years and I'm sure glad for its health benefits. Again, that's getthetea.com. Getthetea.com. The tea that makes you go.
Badernauts. When you think about the future of our country and where we're headed, do you wonder about the food supply? I do. Disruptions in the food supply chain could be disastrous, and they usually occur with little warning. That's why the smartest thing you can do today is to stockpile emergency food, water, and other essentials. I personally recommend My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, serving millions of customers for more than a decade. In fact, they're the only source my family trusts for our preparedness plan. You should too. Right now, save 20% off a full 4-week supply of delicious meals that provide 2,000 calories a day. Saving 20% helps too, doesn't it? Especially now. So go to preparewithjimmy.com and get ready. That's preparewithjimmy.com. There's no time to lose. Do it now.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, The Planet.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Massey. You're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Network and KGRA, Race Hobbs, The Planet. Our guest tonight, Tyler Glockner, and Tyler of Secureteam10, joins us about the return of his channel. We're going to talk about his health and the current state of the world of ufology. Tyler, in just 10 years, has built Secureteam into one of the most popular YouTube channels with over 2 million subscribers. His channel was built for those who seek the latest alien and UFO-related videos, leaks, and information. From its humble beginnings as a mere ID in 2011 to the establishment of the channel that you see today, Secureteam has become the information source to which millions of answer-seeking individuals have come. Through thousands of videos posted, over 2 million subscribers, and with over 1 billion total views, Secureteam has broken the boundaries of traditional reporting and taken UFO research into the internet age. I would like to welcome back to Fade to Black, the one and only Tyler Glockner. Tyler, good evening, man. How you doing?
Hey, thanks for having me, Jim.
Hey, you're supposed to, I'm just going to throw Tyler under the bus. He's supposed to be running his video so we can have a conversation between friends. and now he's like, no, man.
I was told this would be audio only.
Yeah, it is. Nobody can see you, Tyler, just me.
All right, man. I'll turn it on.
Yeah, there you go. See, and
I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah. Just it's okay, Tyler. Just click that button. And Tyler, welcome back. And it's been an interesting. See, this is the thing, Tyler, is that 2020 was just a year to remember on so many. I have no idea what I'm looking at, Tyler.
I don't either.
Okay, no, down at the bottom, just click on the video camera. That's all you got to do. Tyler's now sharing myself with myself.
I don't know what I did.
Man, you are supposed to be the
dude. I haven't been on Skype in so long.
This is the deal. You did it earlier. I'm watching Tyler. Tyler's supposed to be the computer genius. I can officially strike that off of his resume. What is this?
I've got a red line around my screen. I don't know how to get it off. It says I'm sharing this right now.
I don't want to see. Now, okay, I'm going to read all of your video files, everything on your desktop. I'm going to read it to everybody.
Yeah. There's nothing new there. There we go. How's that?
Okay, no, see, Tyler, down at the bottom of the screen, see the video camera? Click on that. That's what you click on.
It's clicked, buddy. There we are.
Okay, if you insist.
it's there, but I can't see. There we go. Can you see me?
Your image. No, I'm looking at. You're sharing your screen with me. I'm looking at my screen. I'm looking at me. This is like the scene from Spaceballs. When Rick Moranis is looking at the screen going, what the hell am I looking at? So there you go. Now, Tyler, are you even still there? Okay, now I've lost Tyler. Okay, all right. So let me mute this. Let me refire this up, and I'm going to go back to this. Tyler. See, the internet guru, Tyler, that you are. Tyler, okay. I've got to do this. I'm going to... Oh, man. Oh, Lord. And so was this what everybody expected? Oh, man. I remember, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back a few years. Probably 5-6 years ago, back at the beginning of Secureteam, and I was watching his video, and I was impressed. And it was pretty cool. I was like, man, and this was at the beginning of Secureteam. And Tyler sends me a message. He's like, hey, man, I really respect what you. I said, yeah, I dig what you're doing over there, too. And we started a little communication, and then things just got away from me and probably Tyler, and he's doing his own thing. And Tyler, you there?
I'm back, man. Oh. I don't know if the men in black are... I don't know. My computer froze up. I had to close Skype, restart it. I can see me. I can't see you.
Okay. Now tap on your microphone. Go like this. Tap on your mic.
The microphone's on.
Okay. All right. Just making...
The video's on. I just can't see you.
You can't see me? Oh, hold on. See? Okay. There.
What a wonderful start to the interview.
Yeah, this is great. This is what I was just telling everybody about you and I, like 5 years ago, and you had reached out to me, right, and said hello, and I wrote back, and then, you got busy, I got busy, and we kind of separated, but I was following you, and I was like, this mysterious guy, the voice and these videos, this is just mysterious, and the name, Secureteam. And I watched you go, 50,000, 100,000, 500,000, and a million. I was like, holy crap, man. This guy is tearing it up. And then I met you in Los Angeles. The mystery was just removed. You're just a guy.
Right. Just a guy. Yep.
Just a guy. And then 2020 rolls along, Tyler, and the world got put on hold. So much went down. There was not only the virus, right, and the vaccines, but it was economies, and it was people and families and death and and I got COVID. It was just nutty. And what was going along that entire time was this breaking UFO news, and it was hidden underneath all of these other big headlines that were going on. And I kept going back, and Secureteam, went away. And I thought, this is pretty bizarre. Well, it turns out, and you spoke about this briefly, but I want to get into this. I want some questions answered for everybody that have been wondering about you. Your health, dude, and you and I have been talking about this. I had no idea. I knew a little bit, but I didn't know how crazy it actually got for you. It involved, amongst other things, but your pancreas. What happened?
Yeah. Well, the reason for my vanishing, I mean, it originally started from overwork. I was overworked. I wasn't putting in enough time with family or for myself, and I was just working myself to death, a video every single day. And I suffered from what many call YouTube burnout. It's what many people have had happen to them. It begins with severe depression. You lose passion. Many YouTubers have committed suicide because of it. So I went into a depression, and I just couldn't work. So I decided to take a break. And then, because I didn't want to post videos where I was unhappy and do a disservice to the viewers. And so I took a break. And then, I heavy depression, and I was dealing with that. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, I got what's called necrotizing pancreatitis, which apparently I later learned is the worst kind of pancreatitis you can get, which 9 out of 10 people die of within a few days. So one day I'm sitting there on the computer. The next day I'm waking up in the hospital. I'm in a coma for 2 weeks on a ventilator. The doctors are telling my mother to start planning my funeral. I'm not going to make it. My pancreas is basically dying inside of me, which is then killing my liver and every other vital organ. So I was in the hospital. I was originally in the coma for 2 weeks, where they thought I wasn't going to make it more than a day or two. And somehow I made it out of the 2-week coma. Then I was in the hospital in a bed with about 7 tubes coming out of me, my abdomen, my neck, multiple tubes out of each arm. I mean, I was like spider webbed to the bed. Mm-hmm. And I stayed in that bed for a month and a week straight without walking for a month and a week straight. So then I finally got out.
Hold on. Before we get to that point, did they operate?
Yes, they did during the coma. Well, right out, they put me on the ventilator and put me on drugs and antibiotics immediately. But right after I got out of the coma, and they may have done it while I was in the coma, I don't have a lot of memory of it because my brain was deprived of oxygen and I almost died. My mind is half erased. But they did about 4 surgeries on me total. The major one was just as I was coming out of the coma, where they cut into my side. I showed the scar in a video. Where they went up in and basically made my pancreas into Swiss cheese, where they cut out all of the dead pieces and left all of the still living tissue, hopefully, and hoping that it would, slowly regenerate itself and that I wouldn't die. So I had multiple surgeries, eventually got out of the hospital after a month. I was in hospice care for another month at home with an IV in my arm that led straight to my heart, where my wife had to give me an IV drip every day for 30 minutes straight into my arm, and the doctor basically said, this is keeping you alive. You may have to do this for the rest of your life just to stay alive. Just do this 30-minute drip every day of the strongest antibiotic ever. So I did that for another month. Had to learn how to walk again, talk again. And the doctors, I go in every month for blood work, check my pancreas, do brain scans. And they said, look, man, it's going to take a while. You're going to talk slower. Your memory's going to be gone. And they said, but you know what? You should be worm food right now. Like, you really should not be alive right now. So I don't know if the universe has a reason to keep me here, around, but I'm just happy to be alive.
You look great. Now, no, you do. You look great, and you've got
I lost
color.
about 25 pounds.
Your color is back. When I met you, and I've watched some of you were starting to look. You were pale. You didn't look good.
At the beginning of the burnout, when I started suffering from depression, this was after 3-4 years of hard work every day, coming out to Los Angeles, promoting, making 20-minute plus long videos every day. And I just burned out. And, because I was so depressed, and, I've never been a drinker my entire life. And I started drinking to try to, cure the depression a bit. And I had only drank for a few months and then got pancreatitis. So the doctors were even like, dude, you should not be getting necrotizing pancreatitis, let alone pancreatitis, period, if you've only been drinking for a few months. And they just couldn't understand it. But nonetheless, it does happen to people whether you drink or not. And, that's why I had put on weight and, be in the hospital for over a month and them giving you nothing but water every day and liquid food into a tube down your throat. I'm back at my normal weight. We'll just put it that way. I'm healthy. I'm taking vitamins.
How are your legs? Did you have to, I can only imagine if you were laid out for that many months.
Right. In the hospital and at home, I was laid out for about 2.5 months without walking whatsoever. So the first time I tried to stand up, I completely fell down, cracked my forehead on the concrete, and it was just baby steps, man, over months and months. And, it for months after, even when I was walking, my legs, my fingers, my whole body would just ache. And just in the past month, and it's been like 5-6 months now since I got out of the hospital, I'm just now starting to have full function again. The only issue is my memory. I don't remember making half of the videos I've made, and a lot of personal memories. And and when I was in the coma, there were a lot of false memories put into my head from that. So it was a crazy experience. But I'm back, and most importantly, the passion is back for the channel.
And you've got a couple of million of supporters out there, and they must have been overjoyed, to finally, see you back. And I don't know how much you've personally talked about, but I'm sure that they were wondering, WTF, man.
Yeah, a lot of people were upset. A lot of people were worried, and I totally get that. I feel like I left people hanging, which I did in a way, but it wasn't intentional. I was going through some things and then almost dying. That just made it worse and added more months to my disappearance. And, and I spoke about it on the Secureteam Discord and told the story. And, I've made some mistakes. I'm not perfect. But yeah, that's what happened. I burned out. I was not only overworking, but I'm constantly dealing with trolls, people trying to take my channel down. People may say, well, you're not being watched, Tyler. Nobody wants to take you down. Well, trust me, things that have happened in my personal life would prove otherwise on that point. But, I'm back, and, I want to let people know here that I'm back. I'm passionate, and I'm going to, it's not about the fall. It's about how hard you come back. So,
yep, that's right, man. It's the journey that makes you who you are.
And the people have been wonderful. They have welcomed me back with so much support. I just cannot believe it. And I was so scared to come back because people were not going to accept me. And they have just been the most supportive community in the world.
Yeah, right on. Well, welcome back. Now, there's you mentioned your memory, and this is what is pretty crazy, is that 2020 was what it was, but were you able to stay up on top of the UFO drama, the breaking stories that were just one after another? And we'll talk about what's happening now. We'll do that at the break. But were you following the UFO world?
Not really. When I burned out, it was like I just didn't even want to hear the word UFO. I had such a dispassion for it from working myself to death. It wasn't that I hated it. It was just like I just don't want to talk about it anymore because the passion was gone again from overworking. But as time progressed, I would check in from time to time. And of course, I picked the worst year ever to disappear because of everything happening. And I've tried to keep up, and I've tried to do my research and see what happened while I was gone. And I've been posting videos now for 2 months, and half my subscribers don't know I'm back yet, but they're trickling in. And yeah, it's been a crazy year. Crazy year, man. A lot of stuff has happened. I just wish I would have been there for it.
The position that the world is in today, which is the Department of Defense, the recent UAP task force report, these videos that have been leaked, and the Senate Intelligence Committee, all of that, and the mass media coverage of it. What do you think about that after working on Secureteam for 10 years, and the mass media coverage of this? What do you think is going on?
You really want my honest opinion?
I do.
I think it's all nonsense. I think the Pentagon, the people, I always say, the very people that perpetuated the 70-year cover-up are not going to suddenly come out and tell us the truth. Now, they will have talking heads on CNN and Fox News, and yeah, they may leak some blurry footage here and there that may be legitimate, maybe in out-of-focus airplanes displaying obvious FAA safety lights. But that's what the Pentagon and the government wants to do. They want to keep the people entertained, but they don't want to keep you informed, and that's what they did with the Pentagon report. It took them a year to get it out. They put it out, and it was 8 pages of big words, no information, just like I predicted. It's going to be up to, disclosure is here. It's already here, and we do not need the government's stamp of approval to believe that aliens exist. They're here. There's thousands of hours of evidence and film footage and photographs out there proving it. So this idea that we have to have this government's, say so to know this phenomenon is real is just nonsense. It's real. I've proven it just on my channel alone. So,
and although I agree with you, and I have said those words myself, every time I do make a statement like that, there's a lot of people out there that don't agree with me. I would say that the vast majority they need the government. They desire the president being on live television, right? We are not alone in the universe. And anything short of that, it's not disclosure for them. And I have a difficult time trying to explain my position, right? Do you understand that?
Right. And well, listen to what the government just said. I mean, it was only, I read a story a couple days ago where MSNBC had done a report where the government had finally admitted a year or two ago that Area 51 existed, when the dinosaurs knew that Area 51
right.
existed. My unborn future child, if I ever have one, already knows Area 51 existed. So, like I said, the government is not going to tell us anything. Yeah, they know. I appreciate the people and the fact that it's in the mainstream media. It's getting people interested in the topic. However, the footage that's being leaked, which is not even being leaked by the Pentagon is only confirming that the footage that is being leaked to Jeremy Corbell is legit coming from people in the military. They are not confirming that it's alien in nature, which a lot of people don't understand. They think that the Pentagon is confirming aliens. They're not. The footage that we've gotten so far, some of it I agree, like the Tic Tac UFO, it looks legit. It looks like something they're chasing. Other footage, not so much. So I'm wondering to myself, what is behind all of this? Why is certain footage being leaked? Is it to later on be debunked, to put an egg on the face of ufology? Is it to simply keep people dumbed down so they'll eventually say, okay, well, I guess aliens are real. We can stop looking into it. There's always a purpose, but the government's never going to admit what they know, just like they never admitted Area 51 existed. They tried to erase Bob Lazar from working on and back engineering craft. And so I don't expect anything from the government. It's going to come from the people.
You raised some very interesting points. And again, it's my job to ask questions, but I try to keep my opinions out of the show. But I'm going to say, man, I agree with you, Tyler. And I think more out there should keep their eyes open and don't get too emotionally involved with this, because cognitive dissonance has really come into play here, where nobody wants to hear anything or see anything that is going to disrupt their belief system. And we are stuck in the middle of that right now, because over and over again, I want to go back to this point where the government or the Navy or the Pentagon says these videos are real. Okay, yeah, they're real videos. They're not alien videos. They're not E.T. It's not an invasion from Mars. That is not what they have said. But because the Navy or Susan Gao says that these videos are real, well, you know what? They're real videos and nothing more. But nobody wants to listen to this. They only want to hear what they want to hear.
Right, and can I add to that? You know, the footage that's been leaked to Jeremy thus far, that the source of which he has still not revealed, you know, as I said, some of it looks awesome, but I have yet to see a piece of footage that is a clearly defined alien craft shooting down from 60,000 feet in the sky down to sea level, stalking Navy cruisers or anything of that nature. And until I see that, then I'll believe it. You know what I mean? We're getting these pieces of footage that could be, couldn't be, very vague, but it'll do the job to keep the people entertained, keep the focus off Secureteam, keep the focus off Jimmy Church, keep the focus off these other people who are trying to leak footage that is 10 times better than anything that's been leaked onto CNN. But like I said before, the government doesn't want you to be informed, but they want to keep you entertained, so you'll go on about your life.
Let's take our break right here. Our guest tonight, Tyler Glockner of Secureteam10, announcing the return of Secureteam. This is going to be a great conversation tonight. Everybody just stay right there. I'm your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Network and KGRA, The Planet. We're just getting started, folks. We'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station, Salt Lake City, Utah, Van Buren, Arkansas.
This is Billy Carson with ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Forbidden Knowledge TV has just reached its 1-year anniversary. That's right, 1 year. And as a show of appreciation, we are giving all new subscribers a free 30-day trial of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. That's 30 days to binge watch thousands of movies, documentaries, conferences, workshops, lectures, yoga classes, meditation courses, and so much more. So log on to ForbiddenKnowledge.tv from your computer or mobile device, or get the Forbidden Knowledge TV app on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon, iTunes, or Google Play today, and use coupon code 30daysfree. That's coupon code 30 days free on ForbiddenKnowledge.tv today.
Because you never got that pony you always wanted. Damn it. Jimmy Church and Fade to Black on the Game Changer Network. KGRADB.com.
Listen, I know, and you know, that you've always wanted your first crystal skull. Or maybe you're a collector just like me, but you just don't know where to go to find the real thing. Then I met Carolyn Ford over at EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com. Carolyn is the guardian of Einstein, one of the most respected ancient crystal skulls in the world. All of her unique skulls have been imprinted sitting with Einstein in his sacred lodge and are carved from the finest gemstone and materials. Imprinting is the process of receiving the ancient wisdom from the master skull or master computer, Einstein, the ancient crystal skull. To see Carolyn's current collection of crystal skulls, just visit her store at EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com or click on the banner over on our site. Don't forget to use the promo code Jimmy at checkout to receive 10% off of your order today. That's promo code Jimmy. Finding your first or next crystal skull is easy. Just visit EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of fade to black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Yes, Rivermoon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today.
Hello, I'm Katie, and you're listening to my main man, Jimmy Church, on jimmychurchradio.com.
Hi, this is Ray Hobbs here repping the planet, and you're listening to my good friend, Jimmy Church, Fade to Black, on the Game Changer Network and the KGRA digital broadcast station.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to jimmychurchradio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little.
Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier. And this is Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers. We're also Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier.
And I'm Ari Gold.
We're the Honey Brothers.
And you're listening to Jimmy Church.
The Revolution.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can become an official Fadernaut by just going to our membership section at jimmychurchradio.com.
Hello, this is Serena Wright Taylor from Conscious Life Expo, and you're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church, who holds the Lucky Pony record for the best astrological chart since 1963. True story.
This is Micah Hanks of the Gralien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black, across the globe on the Game Changer Radio Network and the one and only KGRA Radio, The Planet.
Welcome back. Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Our guest tonight, Tyler Glockner, is here, announcing the return of Secureteam10. I want to remind everybody what's going on this week. It's an amazing week. Tomorrow night, Duke Sullivan of World Bigfoot Radio joins us for the first time. And Wednesday night, James Fox is back. He's going to take his UFO victory lap. And then Thursday night, Ron Keel. That's right, Ron Keel is going to be here manning the phones with me for Fader Night and hanging out with all of you. Tonight it's Tyler Glockner. Now, Tyler, the channel's back. You're back. Are you posting videos? Are you in full swing?
I've been posting videos for 2 months now. I started slow, but I'm quickly ramping up to semi-daily post and eventually daily again, but I'm not going to overwork myself.
Yeah. It's a marathon, man. It's not a race. And congratulations for all of that, man, and knocking on death's door. I did it when I was 20 years old, and it scared the crap out of me. And I remember wheeling out of the hospital. I'm in leg braces. I'm in a wheelchair and things. I'm wheeling out, and all I could think to myself is, you only got one crack at it, man. That's all.
That's it, man. It definitely put things in perspective. That's for sure.
It'll do it really quickly. It'll do it really, really quickly. Now, I want to go back to some of the points that you raised in the first segment. And one of them, I feel that you are saying that, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but this is the vibe that I got, that we are getting one perspective from the military. It's a military perspective being pushed on the world, and we're not hearing from the civilian perspective and the sightings and the contact and the videos and all of the other evidence that is out there. Am I picking up what you're putting down?
Yeah, I mean, look, the government, and I can't speak for other governments, but the U.S. government, even leaks are controlled. Now, the reason I bring up Jeremy is because Jeremy has become basically the mouthpiece of ufology, and that's because of the footage that's been leaked to him, and, power to him. However, I do worry about his secret source because, as I said, nothing is uncontrolled, even leaks. And as I showed in a recent video, objects such as planes in the infrared can look like flying saucers with plasma fields around them. So we have to be very careful with footage that's being released and not be too naive, because there is always an agenda when the government is involved. I have distrust in certain people in the government that have come out as of late. That's my own personal opinion, but I feel that I have the right to that opinion because of everything I know. I've been doing this long enough. I know how to read people. And so, yeah, I think we're being drip fed, as some people have been saying for years. But if you think you're going to get anything that's totally legit without a ton of vagueness involved from the government, then it's just not going to happen.
The other side of it, how do we get the government's attention with the civilian side of this, the non-military side? What do we do?
Like I tell people, I'm just carrying the torch for other great researchers, much better than myself in the past, where we as a society have to get our cameras out. We need to contact, whether it be MUFON, whether it be you, whether it be Tyler from Secureteam, anybody, get your footage out there. We're going to have to do this ourselves. We're going to have to prove it. And I think we've done a pretty damn good job over the years of proving that at the very minimum we're being visited, and that, yes, some of these craft may be operated and created by the government, but some of them have qualities that are definitely totally out of the realm of possibility that they were created by anything on Earth. And I think that's easily detectable when you look at the evidence that is out there.
When the report, the public version of the report, the unclassified version of the UAPTF was released, I know you read through it. What went through your mind first?
Just as I predicted. I told people when I first came back, they kept asking me about it, and I said it's going to be either stuff we already have been told or know about or is in the public domain, or B, it's going to be no comment. We can, neither confirm nor deny that it's aliens, and that's exactly what they did. They said it's not aliens that we can see, lie, but it's not ours, lie. So it must be Russia or China, lie. So lie, no matter which way you spin it, basically.
And what are you really trying to say, Tyler? I'm not understanding.
I'm saying not to trust the government and the people that have lied to us for 70 plus years. The evidence is in the cave paintings from thousands of years ago of these beings. The evidence is in the actual portrait paintings of what look like saucers and other craft in the paintings themselves. The thousands of abductee testimony, the pilots who've captured these things through images and footage. I'm saying that when it comes to the government, don't be too naive. That's all I'm saying.
You're spot on the money. And the thing is, there's been so much ridicule and teasing and accusations made back at those that have witnessed things or took pictures, and the UFO community in general. And that has been a program that has been there for so long, and now to suddenly have the appearance of the government is our friend when it comes to disclosure. This is baby steps. Trust is earned, and it's earned over time. I know where we are today, but let's talk in a couple of years.
They've proven that they cannot be trusted. If you want to go back to 1947, when they recovered the Roswell debris and then transferred it to Wright-Patterson, then the very next day they admitted in the newspaper that they had recovered a flying disc, then redacted it and said that now it was a weather balloon. You could say that was the start of the lie, of many lies to come over the years. You have people like Richard Doty, paid disinformation agents, who I believe could be on Fox News as we speak. And I'm not mentioning names. I'm not pointing to a specific person. I'm saying the government has people out there. It's clear in the film Mirage Men to sway you and make you look one way while they're doing something else behind your back. And I think that's what's happening. They've tried to take me down. They've tried to slander me and other researchers out there. And it seems to me that as of late, they are using the mainstream media to push their own narrative. And that is what's happening. They're trying to say, hey, people, this is the footage. Don't listen to these other guys on YouTube and the radio. This is what it is. There's nothing to it. It's not ours. It's not aliens. And it's lie. You know, I don't know if I can cuss on here, but, you know, it's bullsh. You know what I mean?
Totally. It's a family show, but I appreciate that. And now, with the pressure that comes from somebody that is as visible as you, because you built a channel that has a couple of million subscribers to it and a billion views, you are now visible. Do you feel pressure from that in that now you have to watch what you say, you have to maybe think twice about posting something? Do you feel that pressure, or do you not even care?
I've been feeling the pressure long before I disappeared. I've posted videos of vans parked outside of my house, my wife and child scared to death about to call 911. I've had, I've checked into a hotel where I paid cash, no trail, and within 24 hours, my exact room number out of 200 rooms is online, and people are swatting me. And, luckily the police in that situation had a sense of humor and didn't blow my brains out. So, they're definitely monitoring you, me, and anybody else who is talking about this subject. Am I worried about what I say? No. And that's only because of the massive audience that I have. I think that if they know that if they were to take my channel down, say, for instance, that would only validate further the proof that I've posted. Now, if something strange happens to me, kind of like the pancreatitis out of nowhere, and I am dead, then that even makes it even more. Anything they try to do is just going to validate it more. So why not just let Tyler's videos stay up? Maybe, maybe suppress his viewership a little bit and slander him and make him seem like a kook. That's much easier to do and more effective than simply, taking me off the internet.
The videos, because you have such a large subscriber base now and people know who you are, is that the source? Are you, for many of your videos, are these sent to you privately now?
I get videos privately through email. I get videos from researchers who work with me, who send me a video on YouTube that's been posted and said, hey, you may want to take a look at this. I look at the news daily and look for a good story to post a video about. It comes from multiple places. A few years ago, if you guys remember, I had a correspondence with a gentleman who worked on private airplanes as well as was a pilot. He gave me footage of UFOs caught from the plane. He showed me footage of the bottoms of planes that had burn holes in the bottom of them from when a UFO had blasted underneath the plane and left massive burn marks on the bottom of it. He suddenly disappeared once I posted the story about him because he was immediately threatened His email was terminated. His YouTube channel, he terminated it. And, he later emailed me and said, look, man, I'm getting so much pressure that I'm afraid to lose my job or worse. And so, I have private sources who always ask, look, don't say my name. You can put this out if you want, don't say it. So I do as I'm told, and I'll post what I can if I have it. I'm not going to be like other people saying, well, I've got footage and it will be released in a coming documentary or this or that. If I have it, I'm going to blast it out there as soon as I get it.
I was flying last month, and I took a few plane rides around the country, and I'm at this terminal. I don't want to say the airline, but I'm at this terminal, and the pilot, he's standing in front of me. Young guy, too, by the way. I don't even think this dude was 21. But anyway, so he's got his white shirt on and his captain's bars, and he's standing there by himself. He's looking at a 3-ring binder. And there wasn't that many people on the flight, and I was only one of a few people in this area. So I just stepped up, and I'm like, hey, man, are you the pilot? And he goes, I sure am. Right? Gives me a smile. I said, hey, you ever see a UFO? He goes, what do you mean? You ever see, flying the plane? Have you ever seen a UFO? Dude said no, right? And turned his back.
As they're told to say.
Yeah, Tyler, he just went like this and wouldn't even look at me. I'm like, hey.
A pilot once told me that there's I can't remember the exact phrase, but it's a phrase known to many pilots in the military and not, where you you keep your mouth shut when it comes to talking about what you see.
I mean, I couldn't believe it, man. He was actually quite rude. There was many years ago, about 5 years ago, I had another interesting interaction with these two pilots. We had changed equipment, right? We got a new plane pulled up and a new crew. It was delayed a couple hours. But anyway, the two new pilots come up, and they're standing right next to me. There's like 100 people in this area, but they're standing right next to me. I just turned to them and I said, hey, I've got a couple TV shows, and, I'm a radio guy, and I talk about UFOs a lot. And they were like, oh, really? I said, yeah, you guys... How do you guys report them? Now, they were actually very nice to me, and they both said that they had never seen anything, but if they did, probably wouldn't report it. But the conversation was open. It was totally different than what happened a couple of weeks ago. This guy freaked out, man. So I don't know if there's a different message that is being put out now, now that the military is involved with this. But I'm wondering how civilians, when I say this, the private sector, commercial aircraft, are handling UFOs and UAPs now, because the directive came down from the Department of Defense that they want reports within 2 weeks going to the UAP task force. And I'm wondering what's happening with commercial aircraft, and nobody's talking about it. Shouldn't those pilots be reporting?
Of course, and again, I've said this before. I refuse to use the term UAP. It's UFO. All right. I refuse to use the government's terms here. Pilots are told to report, but behind the scenes are told to keep their mouths shut. And that's just a fact. I've talked to enough pilots. The example I shared earlier was a perfect example of that. He nearly lost everything by me publishing what he gave me permission to publish. And it's just, these reports, if they happen, they're going to go into a locked cabinet somewhere. We're not going to be told anything. If we are, it's going to be the most vague report they can find.
The types of UFOs that, and you're right about that, it's not UAPs with me either, it's UFOs. What kind of craft are you seeing the most of when videos come in?
I mean, all shapes. I mean, the triangle TR3B style is very well known, and that may have something to do more with the U.S. government, seeing as there is evidence that back in the late 80s, the government was working on the TR3B and then said, well, no, we're not working on it, didn't work out, and it supposedly has, anti-gravity alien technology embedded with it. I see a lot of saucers. I mean, I think we are being visited by multiple beings from, you want to say, another dimension, another solar system, another galaxy. I think there are so many different shapes and forms that we see these things. Some of them are cloaked. Some of them look like metallic things you can reach out and touch with nuts and bolts. Others look like they're being distorted. It's almost like people say, well, how come photos from the 1950s were so clear? And yet today, even with the best photography and video equipment, we can't get a clear shot. And I would say, well, if I'm an alien and I'm watching a planet that I'm noting is progressing in their video and imagery technology, I'm going to use my wizardry on my alien craft, whether it be a cloaking mechanism or a plasma field, to make it harder to jam up these cameras and get a clear shot. And I've gotten plenty of videos and stories I've posted on the channel of people going to record these things and suddenly their camera starts glitching up or downright shuts off altogether and won't turn back on. So, Yeah.
And that could be what's going on. Have you had your own sighting?
Yeah, I'm not sure if we talked about this, but it's like I didn't have a lifelong passion for UFOs. When I was about 10 years old, I saw what looked like a saucer. Late at night, we were in our apartment complex at the pool. We saw something that looked like the bottom, as if you were looking up at this circle just sitting in the sky. And, that we got it on VHS, and I still don't know where the tape is, but, that started to pique my interest. But it was back when I started the channel as a hobby. I didn't know what I was doing. I was posting this and that. It was not serious at all. But as I started looking at moon images of artificial things on the moon and other planets, that's when I started taking interest. I deleted all the crappy videos where I'd been posting just whatever. And I said, I'm going to make this a serious thing. And that's when it started. And I got serious about it.
Was that the only sighting that you've had?
I mean, I think everyone has seen strange things in the sky before. Can I definitively say I've seen an alien craft? No. Can I say I've seen strange things in the sky before from time to time in my 34 years? Of course. I think a lot of people could say that. Have I shaken hands with an alien? No. I highly doubt the President of the United States. That's another thing. I highly doubt he or any president knows that aliens have been in contact with us. These black projects are so compartmentalized within our government that not even the president knows, not even the director of the CIA knows. These are very few people that are truly in the know about this phenomenon. So, but yeah, I've seen my share of strange things, and I think many people have too.
What?
I mean, that's obvious.
Yeah, for sure. Why do you think this conversation is happening now? If we go back to, TTSA in December and October of 2017, when that part of this started, but
that whole scam started, correct?
Yes, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Well, here's. Are we here?
Yeah,
okay.
we're here.
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah,
my
that
screen
was
just went black.
It glitched on my end too. I'm still moving, but you're frozen. It's, you know what? I'm going to take a screenshot of this and send it to you.
This happened on our first interview. We started glitching out, and I know it ain't my equipment or my internet speed, and it was really strange the first time it happened. I can see myself now.
I'm taking a. You know what? I'm gonna text this to you. This is you.
They're trying to cut in already.
Yeah, this is you. This is great. And anyway, why do you think this is going on now?
Well, like I said, people have the gall to call me a grifter because I sell some T-shirts, which the viewers themselves asked me to provide, so I accommodated. There's nothing wrong with supporting something you believe in. However, there's people out there who collect $2 million for, and promise the world and then vanish. And, a few years ago, before I vanished for the year, I was being featured on Fox News and CNN all the time with my footage. And it was like, it was really cool. I was thankful. They were picking me up. I wasn't calling them saying, will you feature me? And then it was like it came to a head almost. And I don't know if it was the government thinking, all right, there's too much real footage getting out here. We need to turn the tables, get people like Tyler and you and others off of the mainstream, get other people on where we could control the narrative. And it happened like overnight where, all the international people in the UK who always feature my stuff stopped. CNN, Fox News, all them stopped. Then COVID hit. And I think like we were discussing, COVID has been used to kind of turn our heads away from this huge buildup about the UFO phenomenon, and I think that people are getting, they want answers, man, and they're scrambling, to get the narrative that they want out there. But the problem is there's too many. I have the ear of the people. I have 2.4 million subscribers. I can't count how many, probably millions more who aren't subscribed. You have millions of people. It's too late. So try to control the narrative all you want, but we're going to keep posting. And that's all there is to it. And I promise I'm not going to create some company offering stocks, collect $2 million, and then disappear. That I can promise you.
The other part of this, and that is such a great point, that the other part of this is, it feels to me, Tyler, that maybe, I'm not saying I'm privy to information, but maybe the Department of Defense is trying to get out in front of something that they can't control. I don't know if it's a ship coming in from a distant galaxy and they've been tracking it for 10 years and it's about to arrive at a said date. I don't know if it's that. I don't know if there's going to be a big WikiLeaks white hat data dump onto the internet. They know that this is about, I don't know, but it seems like they want us to talk about this at this particular time.
It could be a number of things. We're always at war. Now we have this thing boiling up with Iran, which we definitely don't want any part of. China and Russia are getting in the mix. Earlier in the past year or two, we had Oumuamua, the strange, the Harvard professor who said it looked and acted like an alien craft. It wasn't from our neighborhood. Came into our solar system almost like it was checking us out and then left, or so they say it left. There's a lot of strange things. Like you said, there could be something approaching. They could intervene. A lot of people say that there's going to be some false flag UFO event, which I don't believe in, because the government doesn't do anything unless it makes them money or something of that nature. But very well could be, since Oumuamua happened, and then I posted the videos where out of Hawaii and other places they were testing the emergency alert systems, and then trying to say, oh, someone just hit a wrong button, and then COVID hits, and it's just, there's a lot of strange things when you connect the dots that kind of make, like you said, it makes you wonder what is going on, and then you have all of these people, and it's always the exact same people doing the exact same interview on every national news network, but not giving us anything new. And what we do get is vague at best. And so it's just like, I think they're trying to pull the wool over our eyes, but as I said before, it's too late. It's too late.
Let's take our break right here. Our guest tonight, Tyler Glockner of Secureteam10, here to announce the return of Secureteam10. And we got his health out of the way, and now we're going to talk and continue to talk about the world of ufology today. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
Always on the edge of the hottest alternative talk. Jimmy Church with Fade to Black. KGRAradio.com.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
Do you want to be an official Fadernaut? Of course you do. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black. Just go to our membership section at jimmychurchradio.com. Fadernauts, when you think about the future of our country and where we're headed, do you wonder about the food supply? I do. Disruptions in the food supply chain could be disastrous, and they usually occur with little warning. That's why the smartest thing you can do today is to stockpile emergency food, water, and other essentials. I personally recommend My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, serving millions of customers for more than a decade. In fact, they're the only source my family trusts for our preparedness plan. You should too. Right now, save 20% off a full 4-week supply of delicious meals that provide 2,000 calories a day. Saving 20% helps too, doesn't it? Especially now. So go to preparewithjimmy.com and get ready. That's preparewithjimmy.com. There's no time to lose. Do it now.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA. KGRARadio.com.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church, and I'm doing a quick tweet that hold on, I got to spell correctly. Doing a quick tweet right now. The 3 letters are having fun tonight. Oh man, you guys have no idea what was going down in during the break. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. This is Fade to Black. And right now is when you need to hear from me about Virtual Shield. You need Virtual Shield. You need your own VPN. Right now, tonight's show, this is the classic example. You need to run in private. You need to run in secret. You need your location kept private, your search history. The Virtual Shield VPN is got to be a part of your life, and it's all simple to do. Click on the link in the video description box below. You can do that. You can type into your browser, virtualshield.com/fade to black. You can go over to Fade to Black's website, jimmychurchradio.com. Click on the links that are right there, the advertising. Do it and get Virtual Shield VPN for 50% off today. You need this in your life now. All right. Let's get back to Tyler. Tyler, do you run on a VPN? I know you do.
When I need to. I mean, for some people, I feel like VPNs are for people who are looking at stuff they shouldn't be. But I get not wanting the government to know where you are. I totally get it, and I have no problem with VPNs.
No, VPNs, man. It's funny that it came to that, right? But I do, man. I've got a lot of computers that are running on Ethernet cables every night for this show, right? I've got the audio stream going out to the radio stations. I've got the video stream going out for everything else. I've got you and the phone lines over here. I've got the internet right in front of me. Over here, I've got on this screen is basically Twitter. And then I've got another computer over here that is showing me the YouTube feed that is coming in. All of those are VPN'd. Every single one, man.
My
I don't want anybody.
AR-15 is my VPN.
What's that?
My AR-15 is my VPN.
Oh, that's funny.
Come find me.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, so back to where we are today. One of the things that I find so interesting is that not only the government only talking about the military, but with everybody else that is out there now, that and I'm talking about the status quo, the rest of the world, that have been wanting and yelling and talking about UFOs forever, now kind of feel safe to talk about it, right? Where you can bring it up in a conversation. And now they feel a little bit vindicated, right? Where they can step back and go, see, I've been talking about this for a long time, but now it's on Fox, it's on CNN, and it's everywhere, and I'm not crazy. Does this help everybody come out of the woodwork and feel more comfortable talking about it?
I mean, of course it does. Even if a lot of the stuff we're seeing on the mainstream is disingenuous, it allows people to feel this isn't some tinfoil hat wearing convention in 1994. You know, but the news has been reporting on this since, you know, Bob Lazar, the Battle of Los Angeles, the Roswell crash. But now, the internet has been a wonder. It can be a terrible thing, but it's also been a wonderful thing to bring people together and allow them to tell the truth. And hey, the mainstream media is at least bringing the topic out there, and people feel more comfortable, and I'm happy for that.
Do you feel that the world is ready for it now? You know, we're not going to collapse.
They've been ready.
Yeah, I agree with you. We're not going to lose our minds, are we?
No. I mean, I think the government is just so well versed in keeping things secret. I don't think it's the narrative that if they were to admit it, that there would be religious breakdown across the country. There may be, but not to the scale that they pretend it would be. I think they just like keeping secrets like we're little children and using the technology for themselves, and that's just what they do best.
Well,
and why stop something that works?
Yeah, exactly. And there to me, there's got to be a playbook, right? They're playing out of a playbook where not only the control, but this playbook has been active for thousands of years. You know, you've got to control the masses through fear. We need to survive. We need to eat food. We need to, get water. We need to clothe ourselves, and you've got to keep order. And that order has been kept through fear forever. That playbook is active.
And that's still happening today. And, like I mentioned earlier, the perfect example of that was Richard Doty. And he did that. That was just one man that they were focused on, who they drove insane. So think of that on a larger scale. What do? Well, they can suicide you, like they've done Phil Schneider, other smaller UFO researchers. They can slander you. They can just terminate your channel, or they can create their own narrative and get it on the mainstream media so much that that's all people focus on. And that seems to be the game plan. But again, thankfully, we have the internet, and people like you and me get more numbers in a day than Fox News does in a week. So they can publish the vagueness all week, every day, 24/7. But the people are on YouTube. We have the ear of the people, not Tucker Carlson or anyone else.
The other part of this is when we look at the control of the internet. I have to be careful with what I'm saying. I don't want to get an automated bot searching my audio for something that I can get some kind of community guideline strike on. But the ability to take away somebody's vehicle of communicating, and we saw a lot of that happen last year in 2020, where major players and voices on this planet were immediately silenced. Is there a danger of the UFO community suddenly becoming part of spreading conspiracy theories, like, you know, the anti-vaxxers and the health and other voices that were silenced? Could we fall into that category?
Well, I mean, it's already happening on YouTube and almost virtually every other social media outfit, like Facebook. And these entities are, when you look the deepest into it, they're controlled by the government. The government is collecting all the data. They are running the ball game. YouTube is already, for instance, if you talk about Area 51, they put a Wikipedia article underneath your video to tell you what the truth, in quotations, is. You know, if you talk about the vaccine in any other way except for the official narrative, you're immediately terminated, which I've seen happen, which is why I just don't talk about it.
Right.
You do have to be careful with words, and I apologize earlier when I was talking about Phil Schneider and what has happened to other YouTubers. I'm not trying to get you taken down here, but, you know, like me, the sudden necrotizing pancreatitis, that the doctors just didn't understand how I got it, because I'm a healthy person. I always have been, and they just didn't understand how you could get it, but not only that, get the worst kind that kills you almost instantly, to the point, you know, my mother was in tears begging them to tell her that I was going to live, and they said, I can't do it. And so, yeah, there's many ways they silence you, but I think they have figured out that by controlling you on social media and on YouTube and having these bots and AI out there that monitor every word you say and easily demonetizing you, terminating you, putting Wikipedia articles under your video so people can know the quote-unquote truth, I think that's the way they are going about it. And they already have, whether we're talking politically, ufology, a number of different topics. They are controlling the narrative now.
How do you start your day? Take me through that process. I've wondered a lot. I mean, how do you start your day? Are you opening up your email, finding a video, and then...
Well, I wake up, I wipe the slobber off of my chin.
Sure.
Have a Diet Coke. No, but, you know, I get online, and I've done what I always do. I get online, I check the news, I check my email, which has over 100,000 messages in it. I know you guys are out there that sent me an email 5 years ago with probably bombshell footage that I still haven't gotten to yet. I need a team. I need help, but it's like I refuse. I want to control it all. And I've totally forgot what I was talking. Okay, yeah, but yeah, I do research. I look at the footage my researchers have sent me. I get on YouTube myself and see if there's any hot new UFO videos out there, or stories, or leaks. And then I try to formulate what I want today's video to be about. Do I want it to be on a certain topic? Do I want it to be multiple topics that maybe are tied together from past videos, which I've done recently? Do I want to do a replay video of something I posted 4 years ago that half of my new subscribers have never seen? So I've brought that back in. And, but yeah, man, it's all really simple stuff where you take in the information, you compile it. And like I always tell people, unlike many other, big UFO heads, I guess you want to call them, like I don't tell you what you're looking at. I say, this is probably maybe what I think this is, but at the end of the day, it's up to you. You guys decide. And I think that's why Secureteam is number one. I let them decide. I don't tell them that I have these super secret sources and I can't give them this or that. I let them decide. I'm a guy on YouTube who lets people decide, and I like to post cool stuff. That's it.
How have you developed, because I have, okay, how have you developed developed the keen eye. An example would be, I have seen some crazy footage, it's been sent to me and I've looked at it and went, okay, holy crap. And then I take another look and I realize it's a reflection on the inside of a car window, right? Or, yeah, you know where I'm going with this, where on the surface,
Right.
First pass through, it's pretty unbelievable. But then you look and then, right?
Right. Well, that's how it used to be when I first started out. I was very naive, and I posted a lot of stuff that turned out later to be fake. But it's an ability that you hone your skills after years and years of. You can detect CGI a mile away, and I like to think I have a very good eagle eye these days. People constantly try to send me fake stuff. However, I recently did a live stream where I featured what appeared to be a TR-3B shot in Germany. This thing is hanging over the trees. It looks like it's sucking the trees towards it from the gravity field around it. It looked, and someone said, well, that was faked. The person who faked it has a YouTube channel. They promised they would never do it again. And then we went over to the channel was gone. And I told people, I said, if that video was CGI, it's the best CGI video I've seen in my life, and they deserve an Academy Award. And I cannot tell you how many times I have received stories from people who have caught legitimate footage and gotten a knock, a phone call, what have you, the next day, telling them you are either going to say that this was fake, that you created it or had someone else create it, or something is going to happen to you that you do not like. And most people do not take well to that, and they are very quick to change the narrative of what they saw and say it was fake rather than risk their lives, their careers, what have you. I've heard countless stories on that. So again, some of this stuff is CGI. Some of it, I believe, is real, that's then later made to be CGI by the powers that be, whoever they are. But again, that's just my opinion, but the stories from people where this has happened are true.
I remember a video, I'm sure you've seen it, that came out probably 7 or 8 years ago. And it was allegedly, at the time, I think it was a craft that was in Santa Clarita, California, which is not far from my home, 5-10 miles away. And this thing comes over anyway, and I remember looking at it going, holy crap, right? Okay, Santa Clarita. And then it was about a year later, and I'd seen the video, and I didn't post it or anything, but I watched the video a few times, and it, to me, looked real. Anyway, it's about a year later, and it pops up on YouTube, and this instructor is showing everybody how to create shadows and 3D imaging and create, and it was that guy that created this video. And he went through the step-by-step for his class on how to build all of the stuff up, how to build the model, how to do it, and it just, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. And it wasn't intentionally done as a hoax. This was just a video that some very smart guy in Hollywood, this is his job, created this. And then later, a video surfaced on how he made the video. And it was incredible. I'm telling you right now, Tyler, I thought the video was real.
Yeah, and I think that they are intentionally injecting very well done CGI videos into the mix to cause confusion amongst people and doubt, because it's almost like these days when I do get a piece of very good concrete footage, well, it has to be fake. But before, you're begging me to post concrete footage, but when I do, it has to be fake because they've been conditioned to think that if it's concrete, it's fake. However, some recent footage I featured from Jim of the Orchard, of the infrared footage, of the white blob in the sky releasing hundreds of UFOs over Long Beach, almost as if it was a portal or a craft. That was not faked. That was real. Other footage like that, from police helicopters in the infrared, capturing these things. So, try to inject all the CGI you want, but there is just like I say, they're always showing in the new Pentagon leak footage all over the mainstream news a couple of red dots in the sky, or maybe a blurry green plane with FAA lights. But why aren't they showing the DHS footage off of Puerto Rico?
Right.
Where it shows the UFO blasting underwater, then splitting into two while it comes back up.
Right.
Not stopping for a second in speed as it went under the water. Why aren't they showing that more, or clips like Jim's?
Yeah, that the Puerto Rico footage is some of the most incredible footage in the history of everything. Not talked about. The Tic Tac, the gimbal, the Go Fast, interesting. Okay, pilot testimony to go along with it. Okay, all right, show something. I'm not sure what it is. The Puerto Rico Homeland Security footage is insane, and it's not talked about.
People, they give me the spiel. Well, I think a pilot would know the difference between a bird and a UFO. No, pilots are not told how to recognize alien craft when they're flying around in their jets, especially if the object is miles away on a FLIR camera being distorted. I think that the Go Fast and other images could very well be birds in the distance. These pilots are not trained to identify things that are miles away under circumstances where they're not getting a clear spectrum shot of the visual clear spectrum. But then, like I go back, you have the Puerto Rico footage where it is very clear this is not a bird. You can see the thing going under the water, not losing any speed whatsoever, and then dividing into two separate objects. So, don't give me that, well, pilots, I think they can tell, Tyler, what they're looking at. They can't. And if they're saying that it was an alien craft, then there's probably a reason that they're being told to say that or to not say that. All I know is that I'm very iffy about Elizondo. I'm iffy about the footage that's been leaked thus far in the mainstream. And there's way better footage out there, people.
Have you seen the new, out of Japan, the Tic Tac footage? Have you seen this yet?
I may have, but off the top of my head, I don't know specifically what you're talking about.
Okay, well, let me describe it for you. I'm curious to what you think. It's in town. It's not over water, and it's a clear Tic Tac. Looks like a Tic Tac, blue sky, and cell phone, and then a building comes into play, and that's it. I think the video itself is maybe about 10 seconds long.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out and definitely feature it and give my thoughts on it. I mean, and again, as there's more talk of Tic Tacs, you're going to have possible fake footage of Tic Tacs being injected into the community. So then it's like, you just have to do your due diligence. You can't say, well, I have a secret source, I can't tell you any more than that. You've got to be transparent or no one's going to take you seriously. So, if someone is afraid for their life, I will not say your name and ruin your career. But I want to get as much information as I can about this footage.
Yeah, Tic Tac is now part of the mainstream, right? It's part of the conversation.
And it's great for the company that makes Tic Tac.
Yeah, it's very interesting to me, and suddenly, and it's kind of like now. I think that the TR-3B is probably real. I don't think it's ET, but I think it's a real craft. And there's way too many going back to Belgium, and I've got my own photograph of a triangle myself, and there's been too many sightings. So, is it ET? Not necessarily. Is anti-gravitic? Well, it's not flying with wings for sure. There's something to it. But as soon as black triangles are talked about, everybody's seeing them. Cigar shaped, everybody's seeing them, right? Flying saucers, everybody's seeing them. And now it's Tic Tac. Now Tic Tac is what everybody is seeing these days. Very effective marketing campaign.
Yeah, this was all created by the Tic Tac the Nestle company for Tic Tacs. Dude, these things are out there. I mean, the TR-3, I definitely believe that the government has interacted. I'm trying to think of the name of it. What was the incident? I think it was back in the 60s. It was at the Holloman landing.
Yes.
Where there's a little snippet of 5 seconds of footage of the object descending where supposedly an Army officer met with an alien entity.
Yep.
You know, and the rest of the footage is behind lock and key. I believe we have alien technology that we were able to back engineer and put into the TR-3B, but we also have craft like Bob Lazar, who I met in person, and I thought, you know, I got a good read of him, and he told the truth. Sure, he told a few white lies about where he went to school, but he was there. The stuff that matters, it's never changed. He could not back engineer the craft that they tasked him with back engineering. So I think we do have technology. I think there's other stuff sitting in a warehouse. We don't know what the hell to do with it.
Yeah, very interesting take on this. And the Tic Tac itself, this idea of the Tic Tac is do you think that is backwards engineered, or do you think that this is a probe from, you know, another star system?
Well, I don't know, because I hear all this talk from Commander Fravor and Jeremy and Elizondo about how this thing blasted down from the sky from 60,000 feet, hovered above the water, but I've seen no such footage of that happening. I've seen some infrared footage of an object in the center of a screen. Now, I'm not saying that these people are lying whatsoever, but I am saying, where were all the cameras when this thing blasted down from 60,000 feet and hovered over the water? You know, where are the clear images snapped by all the thousands of iPhones on these Navy ships? Were they confiscated? You know, is this a test? Is the Tic Tac a test to see how we would react to a sighting that was confirmed by the government? You know, there are many questions about it, but when I hear them talk about it with such detail, and then there's no footage of it whatsoever except maybe a blurry picture or something in infrared that could be anything, that makes me wonder. You know, it just makes me wonder. I'm not saying anyone's lying. I'm just saying it makes me wonder. Because we have these such detailed accounts from obviously good men in the military, truthful men, and yet we just have such a lack of video evidence or photographic evidence. It just makes me wonder where it is. Does it exist? Was it hidden? Was it confiscated? I just don't know, man. I'm trying to figure it out just like you or anyone else.
Let's take our break right here. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Our guest tonight, Tyler Glockner. This is the return of Secureteam10. We've got all that and much more after this short break. This is Fade to Black. Stay with us.
Hi everybody, this is Rob Halford, the Metal Guard on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station, Salt Lake City, Utah, Van Buren, Arkansas.
Why is it we're not very good with our health regimen until it's too late? We don't put oil in the car until the engine blows up. When the body's out of balance, your health is not so good. Give your body some love. Log on to wtih.com. That's wtih.com. Try our Life Change Tea, which cleanses you from harmful intruders. A clean colon is one of the ways to bring the body in balance. We also carry organic supplements to help you get where you need to go. So do your body a favor. Log on to wtih.com. That's wtih.com. You can even visit our sales page to save some dough. Does anybody call money dough anymore? Anyway, if you're looking for short, helpful health tips, go to YouTube and punch in Health Matters Now. That's Health Matters Now. So, log on to wtih.com, shop, get balanced, then learn some cool tips at Health Matters Now. You'll be glad you did. That's wtih.com.
Your contact for current news and trending topics. KGRARadio.com.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I only drink Fade to Black blend coffee from River Moon. Just click on the River Moon coffee banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Promo code F2B Blend.
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact. KGRARadio.com.
When you're in the house for longer periods of time,
You can see them flying or running across the floor. Ooh, yuck. They're unhealthy, gross, and disgusting. Bugs. I loathe bugs. We keep a clean home, but occasionally bugs show up. Well, I found something that is tougher than bugs. Orange Guard. On contact, it kills hidden bugs, including ants, roaches, and fleas. Plus, Orange Guard is a residual repellent. All of the ingredients of Orange Guard are on the FDA generally recognized as safe list. Orange Guard may be used around food, humans, and pets. It comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Orange Guard, available at orangeguard.com, Whole Foods, and Ace Hardware.
Gold loves chaos, uncertainty, and disarray. History shows us what gold does when people aren't sure about the government, the stock market, their jobs, or their retirement savings. Our national debt is skyrocketing. Gold and other precious metals are a defense measure against inflation and a stock market that might take years to recover. So what can you do right now to protect yourself? Call United Gold Group. We offer gold and other precious metals delivered securely within 72 hours. Are you worried about the stock market? We can also help you set up a real gold or silver IRA or a 401k. Safe and secure. United Gold Group makes gold ownership affordable. Call now and get up to $2,500 in free gold or silver with a qualified IRA. Call 800-753-8534. That's 800-753-8534 or visit UnitedGoldGroup.com.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why fade to black? Because you never got that pony, damn it.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
All right, welcome back, Fade to Black. Tonight, Tyler Glockner of Secureteam10. Great conversation so far, and I was just over in the YouTube chat, and there's Tyler during the break, and I'm watching him type, and then I look over at the screen, and I'm watching him in real time, and I'm going back and forth. I'm like, dude is multitasking. All right, our guest tonight, Tyler Glockner. I want to remind everybody what's going on this week. We've got a very, very busy week. Tomorrow night, Duke Sullivan of World Bigfoot Radio is going to be here. I'm really looking forward to that. And then Wednesday night, James Fox is here, and he's going to take his UFO victory lap. And then Thursday night on Fader Night, that's right, frontman Ron Keel is going to be hanging out with us, manning the phones and taking your questions. And he's going to tell some stories and all of that. So it's going to be UFOs, rock and roll, and food all night on Thursday night. But, okay. All right. Yeah, that's cool. So Tyler is texting me, too, as well. Very cool. Tyler, I don't know if you've heard. I've had Lou Elizondo on the show a lot, and we did a live stream disclosure conference over the weekend on Saturday. And one of the things that Lou has mentioned, and it's a bit strange, but talking about the Tic Tac and the gimbal and the Go Fast and the latest leaks that have happened, he's talking about a 23-minute, he calls it UFO video, and that was the comments that he got from inside of the Department of Defense from everybody that had seen this video, that they are calling it that UFO video. Now we have something that isn't 30 seconds long, right? And we don't have all of the data. But a 23-minute UFO video, that raises the stakes a little bit. That's a whole lot of data, isn't it?
I will believe it when I see it. And when I see it, I want all the data behind it. You know, and I've been a little crass in the past about Elizondo, and I'll try to be very careful about the way I say this. I don't know the man personally. He's not come on the channel. However, I do like to think I can read people, and I think we may have a possible Richard Doty situation here. Because when I listen to him and I look at him, I'm thinking, this guy with the white goatee and the tattoos and the earrings, this is the man that headed up the super secret UAP task force, and now is talking about 23-minute long videos that we have yet to see, that will be leaked at a later time by a secret source. It's just, put it out there, man, and stop getting on interviews. Just put it out there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I want to see this video. I'm very intrigued with it. 23 minutes. When I look at the gimbal, I don't want to kick a dead horse here, but when I look at the gimbal and the go fast and the tic tac, I want to see the 10 minutes before and the 10 minutes after. What were the pilots talking about then? What did they see? You know, we're seeing such a small fraction of this video. The reason why the Puerto Rico video is so great, you see the whole thing. Right? And you can deduce a lot. There is a lot of data there. Not the data that's on the screen, the data you get with your eyeballs. That is what is most telling. So this 23-minute video, I'm with you. We need to see this video. It needs to get leaked.
Yeah, and again, someone in the comments, and this is just hearsay, someone said in the comments about one of the leaked videos having the audio dubbed over it with a different audio of the fighter jets.
Right.
Now, I don't know the story behind that. Maybe you do, but again, yeah, where's the beginning? Where's the middle? Where's the end? We just get a few minutes of these clips, no follow-up, no nothing. And that makes it even more suspicious. Like they're not trying to show us it was maybe a bird. Or maybe they're not trying to show us it was an alien craft. You know, it's all about, like I said, keeping us entertained, but not truly informed. So I'm with you, man, on that.
Do you have videos that you're sitting on that you haven't released yet?
No, man. If I have it, I will release it. Just like I did with the pilot from Two Fork who had the channel. He took it all away.
I remember that
sent me multiple videos.
I remember that whole thing. We've talked about it before. I remember that whole thing.
The diamond UFO outside of the plane that looked like it was from, I believe, the Cash Landrum incident.
Mm-hmm.
Diamond-shaped UFO, the burn marks underneath the plane. He posted a picture of the printout of the Secureteam logo and put it on the plane to prove he was there. He's not lying, and he was straight up told by his superiors, stop with your UFO-ish right now or you're gone and you'll never work in the industry again. So if I have it, I'm going to post it, and like I said, I get people trying to send me really good CGIs all the time and I just can't post it, but I want to in case it could be real and I want to get people's opinions. But then it becomes, well, Tyler, all you do is post CGI videos. So you have to have you got to walk a fine line. You know what I mean? So I try to get good stuff, but if I have bombshell footage that is backed up with someone who wants to go on the record, not just some secret source, then I'll blast it out there, man. And that's the way I've always done, and look, I'm maybe not as smart or as articulate as some of your other guests or people who are on the mainstream news, but I think why people connect with me is because I look at things with common sense. I give an honest opinion. It's easy to understand. And I say, look, here's what I got. Check it out. Here's what we know. Here's what I can connect it with from the past. I think that's why people resonate with Secureteam. And like I said, man, I'm just an ordinary guy trying to get to the truth like everyone else.
The talent of video software, just creating a video, right? Whatever it is, I use Vegas, and I've been using Vegas like 12 for a number of years. Because I understand it, and it's simple for me to just pop something in and throw graphics up and hit render, right? They're saying they can't see me. See, Tyler's my new producer here on the show. There you go. I'm back, everybody. I get all excited. I forget about things, and now you're muted, Tyler. No, you need to unmute.
Sorry, I saw in all caps. I can't see you, Jimmy. So I was just letting you know, man.
See, I have other computers that are along this side of the studio, and I'm not looking at them. Right. And I've got all this other stuff that's in front of me, and I see that. So when you go and text, anyway, where was I going with this?
Software.
Yeah, software. Do you? This comes with practice, and you're using this stuff a lot. But do you have other software that allows you to analyze videos to see if there is elements that have been added into the video?
Of course. I mean, I use Camtasia Pro, which is like Adobe Premiere or After Effects for kids. You know, it does everything that those programs can. It's just much simpler to use, and it gets the job done for what I do. However, I do use Photoshop, and if I can, and I use other programs, and I have people, if I can't do it myself, I will have people do it for me, where I need them to stabilize footage. I need them to increase the gamma, the exposure, whatever they need to do to see if there's something else hiding in the darkness. So if I can't do something, I'll have someone do it for me. You know what I mean? And we'll get the information.
Now, what about trying to pick apart something that you suspect is CG? Do you have the ability to look at that too as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think we as human beings, ever since things like Toy Story came out, we have this sort of sixth sense inside of our brains that even the best CGIs, we somehow can detect it's not real, and I think you don't have to be an expert in CGI to know that. I think a lot of people can pretty much know, especially with the way Hollywood films are, and they're almost, they look real life, but there's just something off about it that's just not kosher. And I think a lot of people see that, and I definitely see it just from experience. So, yeah, there's ways to look at the file data, the EXIF data, to see if it was made in certain software, if it was messed with or tweaked before it was posted. So there are a variety of ways to do that. But I think it's pretty easy to detect CGI.
You know what I stopped a number of years ago. I just stopped posting videos. I just stopped doing it. Even things that I thought were pretty cool and I just enjoyed watching it, I just stopped posting videos. And it was really kind of sad for me because I was getting all of this stuff coming in, and whether it's fake or hoaxed or real or not, I wanted to let everybody just take a look at it and give me your comments. I just stopped doing it. And because the vast majority, if not almost 100%, was something that was done by somebody in a very clever way.
Yeah, and you'll get that, man. You'll get that. And that's part of what led to the burnout, because some people you'll never make happy. It's funny because I recently came back. I've been back a few months, and I've been posting not just on YouTube, but I'm posting, growing my Instagram, my Discord. They both just surpassed 10,000 each, and I'm always posting photos and things like that. And I'll get comments like, Tyler, you're posting too much now. Before I wasn't posting enough. Now I'm posting too much. So I get the frustration, believe me. But you know what? After almost dying and coming back and getting my passion back, look, if you don't want to watch, don't watch. But I promise you, if you want the truth, no hidden agenda, and I'm going to hide it from you and say, well, I'll get it to you in a few weeks. If you want UFO footage unfiltered with an honest guy's opinion on it, come to Secureteam.
The future seems bright. And I'm talking about the UFO subject. It's out there now. I've been doing this for 50 years, researching. That's right. I'm 58. I started this when I was 9 years old, right? And I've been looking at this for a long time. I've never been in a position where we are today, where this is an open conversation now. And it seems like we're here. I don't know what the future is, though. I don't know what's going to happen in 6 months. I don't know what's going to happen in a year. Lou Elizondo on Saturday said to everybody that there is something big that is about to happen probably within a week or 2 weeks, but at the most about 30 days. I don't know if this has anything to do with our government or if this is Russia that's going to make an announcement. I don't know what it is, but it seems like there is, with intention, a UFO conversation that is happening on planet Earth. What do you think the next step is going to be?
But why all the damn mystery? Why the something is going to happen down the road? We've got footage that will come out down the road. You know, the world's going to end, like they've been saying for 50 years. The Planet X is heading towards us. I mean, I just don't get the mystery. We're here. The time for mystery has since passed. People are open to the topic. It's a wonderful thing. So why not just get it out there? You know, and again, I don't know Elizondo. There may be something big coming out. Like I said, I'll believe it when I see it. But I don't want to post a video saying, well, Elizondo said this and get everybody freaked out because it's so vague they don't know what's going on. They start selling off their houses.
Right.
Trying to go up into the mountains. And so, this is not my bag, I guess.
And it's so well said. I spoke about this yesterday in a phone call. This exact topic right here, where there's a problem in ufology. And let me tell you what the problem is in ufology. And it's a good problem, but it's the real problem. People are here because they have an emotional connection to it. And they want information. There will always be somebody here to provide them that information. And they know that it's probably BS, but they don't care. Let's go with the end of the world stuff. Ufology is small compared to, 500,000 people that are following somebody that says the world is going to end tomorrow. Give me your money and sell your house. Right? And you always ask yourself, how can somebody be that stupid? Right? Why would somebody? Well, you know what? There will always be somebody there that those people listen to. And we have that same problem in ufology. It's right here.
A lot of it's business. And like I've said before, and it's not ego, but I've met the who's of it. I've met them all. And, a lot of it is business, it's money, it's books, it's this and that, and it's just, back to the point, on a more positive note, you made a great point earlier about not knowing what's going to happen tomorrow or in 6 months. And I think that's what's so great about this business, and not in the sense of money making, but the business of this topic and researching it is that it will go on forever because we know the government's never going to give us the truth. We're always going to have something new, and it's a wonderful thing. We get to be on this adventure together, probably until we're not here anymore, and someone else will pick up the torch. So that's the great thing about this topic. There's going to be new stuff all the time. We're going to try to decipher it the best we can. We're going to have fun doing it. It's not hurting anybody. I mean, it has hurt people, but it's for a bigger cause, and those people who were hurt trying to get the message out are martyrs, in my opinion, for what they've done for this topic to allow people like you and me to be here today.
Yeah, you're right about that. And I ask nearly every guest that's on this show the same question, and you've alluded to this a few times tonight, so I'll just ask you directly. Why do you think we won't be told the truth. What's the reason for the government to keep this truth from us?
Well, like I said earlier, the government is it was built on deception. That's what they're good at. That's how they control the price of milk or gas. The smallest, most simple thing that most people don't think about. And it gets so large. There are so many components globally that are controlled by these tiny little things. And like I said, they're just practiced in it. They have technology. They don't want people to know where it came from. Like I said, they want to keep us in a constant state of mystery and wonderment. And they do that in a variety of ways. It's not just the UFO topic. But again, I think the government has this attitude, like it always has, that we don't deserve to know. They are the big guys. They deserve to be in the know. They're the ones with the badges and the medals and this and that. And we can't handle it. But at the end of the day, they were built on deception, and nothing's going to change, and it hasn't changed. So
if E.T. landed tomorrow, not on the White House lawn, but I mean just straight out just arrived and said, hey, we've been here for a long time. We've been talking to your governments. They've known about us and other advanced civilizations out there for a very long time. That is a problem for the government. Now they're going to have to turn around and explain. There's going to be a lot of very pissed off people on this planet. That is something that they need to address and think about.
Yeah, if an alien lands on any lawn, you and me are going to be out of business, first of all. And secondly, I don't think that would happen. I mean, I get the feeling that these visitors, they're observing us. There's theories they could be us from the future, other beings from another dimension or planet out there, but it's kind of like, would you talk to an ant? Would you, a higher intelligence, interact with people that are detonating nuclear weapons in the air and strapping things to their chest and wiping out things? And I think we're being observed. I think we're being studied. But again, that's all speculation. That's all we can do at the end of the day until we have some hardcore evidence. And I've seen nothing even close to that on the mainstream news, no matter how hard they try to make it seem that way.
The launch of the James Webb telescope, which is going to happen at the end of this year, that's going to sit way out. It's not like Hubble. This is going to be a ways from the planet Earth, for a lot of different reasons, but one, a clarity of the universe. But it's also going to be able to look directly at any planet, distant or close, and look at their atmosphere, look for cities, lights, any evidence of anything. And we are going to start to get some answers from science that is going to be away from the government. I think that the government should be very aware of the way science is looking for alien life, and they are eventually going to find it, Tyler.
Right. I mean, it's been long overdue. We need telescopes up there that are not controlled by the powers that be. I recently, since you mentioned the Hubble, on Instagram, which I just started, it's Secureteam Tyler at Instagram. I post photos there, and I recently posted just today an image that was snapped of the Hubble when they were trying to repair it. And in the distance, there's an obvious, what looks like a metallic saucer-shaped object. You can see the reflection of the Earth off of the thing. And I did a video on it. And, we have all of these NASA satellites around the moon and Mars, and I've proven the fact that they've blurred out structures. You look at the 2001 or 2000, the Stephen Greer press conference where the woman from NASA, told the truth about how they told her to airbrush out things that were on the moon and other planets, that she would testify under oath. And it's funny how we saw these objects surrounding the Hubble before it it went down.
What kind of dog do you have? What kind of dog?
I have a couple dogs. One of them seems to be snoring right now. And so I'm like trying to like kick him over here to make him stop.
Funny. I'm watching it go on. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, but it's good. I want to get, but it's like even if there's a public telescope, is it really public? Because the government, they'll get their tentacles into it somehow. You know what I mean? So I hope that we get a telescope up there that can get images that don't have obvious blur marks, that aren't degraded in resolution, that aren't whitewashed like the Apollo moon photos where there are obvious structures in the background. When they came back from the moon, all of the looks on the astronauts' faces, not because, like they had just been to a funeral, and it wasn't because they faked the moon landing, it was because of what they saw there and were told not to speak of, about Buzz Aldrin and all of them. So, wish in one hand, want in the other. I hope we get a public telescope and we see the real deal. I've been posting a lot of images on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram lately of the multiple monoliths on Mars, on Mercury, on the moon, on Phobos, and then 2001, A Space Odyssey, and how Stanley Kubrick, when he was making that film, he was funded by NASA. So it makes you wonder where he got the idea of the monolith. And now we're starting to see all these satellite images of these tall cylindrical slabs casting massive rectangular shadows down on Mercury and other moons and planets. So it really makes you wonder,
What a great conversation tonight, Tyler. And you look great. And you're back. Secureteam is back. We've got the links, of course, for Secureteam over at jimmychurchradio.com. Anything that you would like to say to everybody as we get ready to say goodnight?
Yeah, man. I just want to say thank you to all the supporters. I was scared to death to come back, and I've been given nothing but love. People sending in their pics of their shirts and whatnot, and just supporting, but basically acknowledging the fact that sometimes people go through things. No one is perfect, but like I said, I'm back, I'm passionate, I'm expanding. If you want an unbiased opinion where in the end I leave it up to you, and you want the footage now, come to Secureteam10, follow me on my social medias, and let's rock and roll, man. I want to do? I want to turn this around at some point, and I would love for you to interview me. Would you do that? I want to test you. I want to see how good your chops are. Just send me your list of questions beforehand, and we'll get it done. Tyler Glockner, Secureteam10. Man, you look great. Give my best to your family. Thank you so much, and your dog is now a superstar. Yeah, I kicked it, so we're good to go. I'll talk to you. Tyler Glockner, thank you so much, man. Great show tonight. All right. Insomnia Army out. Welcome back, Tyler Glockner. What a great show. And I'm going to take a quick break right here. I will circle back and open up the phone lines. 747-228-2051. Thank you so much, Tyler. Say goodnight now. Good night, everyone, and stay safe. That's what I'm talking about. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. This is Fade to Black. I'll be right back. Stay with us.
Here, and you are listening to my boy Jimmy Church on jimmychurchradio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter, but listening to Jimmy Church will.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I take Life Change Tea supplements every single day. It's what I do. Click on their banner at jimmychurchradio.com. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Yes, Rivermoon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today.
This is Billy Carson with ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Forbidden Knowledge TV has just reached its 1-year anniversary. That's right, 1 year. And as a show of appreciation, we are giving all new subscribers a free 30-day trial of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. That's 30 days to binge watch thousands of movies, documentaries, conferences, workshops, lectures, yoga classes, meditation courses, and so much more. So log on to ForbiddenKnowledge.tv from your computer or mobile device, or get the Forbidden Knowledge TV app on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon, iTunes, or Google Play today, and use coupon code 30daysfree. That's coupon code 30 days free on ForbiddenKnowledge.tv today.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
Erica, Brittany, Gabby, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way. KGRARadio.com.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Thank you, Tyler Glockner. That was an amazing conversation. I'm watching what's happening over in the YouTube chat right now. Tyler's hanging out with everybody over there. So if you want to go chat with Tyler, he's in the YouTube chat right now. And great conversation tonight. That was a great conversation. Thank you so much, Tyler. Glad not only to hear your voice, but that you are back and doing your thing. I've opened up the phone lines, 747-228-2051, 747-228-2051. Lots of calls on hold, and I will try to get to everybody before the end of the show. Let's see who's up first. And, before I do that, I have to flip my page on my call log sheet. I log every call. I log every single call. It's my job. Let's see who's up first. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Yes, my name is Edward Williams. Hello?
Yes, Edward.
Yes, my name is Edward Williams. I'm calling here from Dayton, Ohio. I love your show. You're very knowledgeable. All I want to tell you is back in 1998, it was September of 1998, and I happened to be at White Castle. I got off from Delphi. And lo and behold, a thing came down like a star, and it was hovering over some houses on Hickorydale.
Yeah, you need to turn me down in the background. Edward, turn me off in the background. Okay. That's messing you up. That's messing you up.
Okay. Yeah, so anyhow, the UFO came down. Me and my wife, we rolled over there around the corner to Hickorydale and Free Pike. Lo and behold, this UFO sat over these people's house for about 20 to 30 minutes, and I didn't have a video camera. You know, the phones back then, you couldn't do anything with the phones. And lo and behold, 11 helicopters came, maybe 11 or 9 helicopters came in a triangle formation. One broke off, and it came to the UFO, and it shined a spotlight on it, and then the UFO took off like a star in zigzag formation. Man, and it was crazy. Me and my friends, we all sat up there and watched it. We didn't have videos back then, video phones, but we all sat out there and watched it. And I was getting ready to pick up a rock and throw it at it because I was so close to it. I was getting ready to pick up a rock and throw it, and my wife she was like, nah. And so I ran to the car and I was gonna flash the lights because I didn't think it was real. And then she told me, you bet not. And we didn't flash the lights. We sat out there and we watched it, and we watched them helicopters come, and they chased it away.
Wow. What year was this, Edward?
This was September of 1998.
September?
I called the Air Force today. Yes. September 9th. I can't remember exactly the day because it's been so long.
Right.
Our friends thought it was September of 1998. I'll never forget that month. And how we sat out there for about 20 to 30 minutes, and we watched them helicopters came. They didn't make no noise at all on them helicopters.
And what city was this in Ohio?
This was in Dayton, Ohio.
It was in
right
Dayton?
above yes,
Okay.
Dayton, Ohio.
All right. Well, I want, all the Fadernauts, everybody listening out there, if you were in Dayton, Ohio, September 1998, man, did you guys see anything? And Edward, thank you for the phone call, man. That is a great sighting.
Thank you so much, Jim. Thank you so much, man. Be blessed.
You too, Edward. That's a Class A sighting right there. And Dayton, Ohio, September of 1998. And so, yeah, I'm throwing that out there. Anybody in that area, September of 1998. Yeah, Edward just said, White Castle. Well, there's a lot of White Castles in Dayton, Ohio, but that's where he was, and the UFO came down, and he said 9 or 11 helicopters showed up in a V formation. One shined a spotlight on the UFO, and it took off. That's a Class A sighting right there. Let me bring in man. The phones are going off the hook. I don't know if I am going to have the opportunity to get everybody in tonight. But what a great conversation with Tyler earlier. And let's see who we have up next. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, it's Dan from Pennsylvania. How you doing, Jimmy?
I'm doing good, Dan. How are you?
Oh, man, awesome show tonight. Glad to hear Tyler's doing better. Everything I thought flowed together nicely tonight. I didn't realize that Lou Elizondo is making a claim now that something major is going down the next week.
Yeah, he said this.
I just heard that tonight on the show.
Yeah. He said that we had our disclosure conference on Saturday all day. And so when Lou came on, Lou and I came on together for 2 hours and had a conversation. Yes, and in the conversation, I'll help you with this, Dan. I went back and listened to it. We were talking at that point about is the slowness of the Department of Defense to respond to the ET question, is this an opportunity for another country around the world to jump out in front of and make a grand announcement about ETs and contact? And his response to that was he knows a journalist out there that is well informed and respected that is about to break a story, and that this story could come out in a week or 2 weeks, but he said probably within 30 days. And after he made, and so anyway, let me jump forward into the show. So then we got to the round table and we're talking about this. And after Lou had left, He could only stay with us for another 30 minutes in the round table. But after he left, I said to everybody else, what do you think Lou was talking about there? It seemed like he was saying that another country is about to make a big announcement. So although it wasn't 100% totally clear, and I don't want to put words in Lou's mouth, that's the way it felt to me and the other guests. I'm talking about Linda and Richard and Nick. And Billy, that is what he was trying to say. So I don't know. Let's see. We don't have a choice, right? But to wait.
Instead of the moon race, now we've got the UFO race. Man, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? Yeah. Now it's the race to disclosure, because let's face it, whatever country releases that first is going to be the next. Hey, we made it to the moon first, in my opinion. So maybe that's what's going on. Man, that would be fantastic. That would be absolutely fantastic. Hey, I wanted to ask you something else too, man. I'm a guitar connoisseur. I've been playing for 30 years.
Right.
Where did you get that, the Steve Vai Flame body guitar back there? That looks super nice. Can you buy those, or is that custom shop made?
I made it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I made it.
Nice, man.
Yeah, I made it. I carved it myself.
Wow.
I literally cut it out. I got a big piece of basswood and traced out a Strat body, and then I literally, this is no joke, I took a cordless Ryobi jigsaw and cut it out. And I drilled holes. I got a hole drill. So each one of these, here, I'll tell you how I did it.
I love the paint job on it. I love the paint job on it.
The paint job was done by Pat Wilkins. So, but each one of these, that's a hole drill. That's a hole drill. That's a hole drill. This is a hole drill, right? Hole drill, hole drill, hole drill. And then so after I had the holes cut into it, then I took a jigsaw and I cut up to the hole, 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 and I got it roughly done. And then I took a Dremel to it and Dremeled it out. It took me about 2 weeks with a Dremel after that, and just made it perfect, and sanded it, and then sent it over to Pat Wilkins, and he painted it with Jonathan Hayes. Jonathan Hayes signed it.
You can see the glitter, the metallic in there really makes it, and then they candied it.
Yeah. It's 3 or 4 different layers of color and metal flake. But that's Jonathan Hayes.
You did a super nice job on that thing, man. I know it shreds. I can see it. You will never have any trouble reaching the 22nd fret on that guitar.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's
is that a regular Floyd on there? It's what it looks like.
That is an original German Floyd. Yeah, this guy.
Schaller.
That is about it's like 15 years old, but I bought it brand new in the box. Actually, Pat Wilkins had this in his shop. He goes, "Man, I got the perfect Floyd for you," and he pulled that off. This is a kill pot.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a kill pot. Seymour Duncan JB and hand carved neck. So there you go.
I have JBs in most of my Jacksons, man. They come out. They sound so nice, you can use it for anything. But man, I always look at that when I look at your wall, because I never seen them. Never ever seen one. And the way you carved that's super nice. And it's top mounted too. It's not countersunk, I noticed.
No, it's top mounted. I have a few that are I have a few that are countersunk, but I prefer to have them raised off the body, and then I tilt all the necks are slanted. They're not flat. They're all shimmied up and tilted.
Well, you did a super job on that. You definitely knocked that one out of the park. And man, I'm always looking at your guitar collection back there. It's growing for sure. It's definitely growing.
I have a lot more that aren't here. I only have so much room. As a matter of fact, you guys can't see what's over here, and you can't see what's over there. You only see what's right behind me, but there's a lot more back there.
Right.
So,
Right. Real
right.
quick, did you get a PIA? Did you get a PIA?
Not yet. Those are expensive, man.
I know, man. $4,000, $5,000.
But they're beautiful.
You know?
But I have my gem right
Oh, yeah.
there. And yeah, my gem is pretty sweet. But the new PIA, the new Vi PIA, it's named after his wife. It doesn't have the monkey grip. It's got like 2 little teardrops instead that are cut in there. But yeah, very cool. Very cool. I like
You make like a TR3B looking guitar, you know?
Well, I have.
Wouldn't that be wild, you know? I've thought about doing something like that, you know?
I have a friend that is a painter. She's one of the best. And she paints all of, not all, but a big chunk of the Fender Custom Shop stuff. So we have an idea for an alien Strat, and we're working on that now. And so hopefully we'll have something like that very soon. Thank you so much,
Well, I
Dan.
can't wait.
Enjoy your night. Thank you for the phone call.
Great show tonight. Glad Tyler's doing good. Thank you, Jimmy.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dan. I love it when somebody can talk guitar like that, right? Where, I got JB's. JB is the Seymour Duncan pickup. And those that are in the know, in my opinion, when they say JB's, they know exactly. I know that they know that I know what's going on. And that's pretty cool. So thank you for the phone call, Dan. Let's keep the phone calls going. Let's see who is up next. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy. This is Josh in Colorado.
Hey, Josh from Colorado. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well.
What's on your
Cool that
mind?
you had Tyler on. I've been following him for a few years now.
Right on. Great conversation.
Oh, yeah.
What's on your mind?
Hey, so I just wanted to bring up the fact that, we can't trust the government. But at the same time, the government are the ones that are pushing these new experimental vaccines on the population. I just wanted to hear what you thought about that.
I have no thoughts on it. And it's something that I've chosen to, because I don't know the truth and I don't speculate, and I certainly don't inject my opinions into something like this, but it is something that people are concerned about, and I just let it go. I don't jump into those conspiracy theories on this show. I don't, and let me tell you why, Josh. My audience, no matter what, if I talk about religion, if I talk about politics, if I talk about medicine or big pharma, I can immediately cut my audience in half and get them fighting. And that's not my job. I don't want to do that. And I would rather have everybody harmoniously agree to disagree, but they know that I am not going to throw fuel on the fire and divide my audience. I choose not to do that. And if I can continue to do that, hopefully I can spread that message to everybody else, that we used to be a nation and a world, a nation of different people, of different ideas, of different skin colors, different sizes, and different different hair colors. And none of that mattered. And now suddenly it does.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like that. And that's just me, Josh. So
yeah, man,
that's
I don't like that either.
Yeah, that's my take.
The divide and conquer strategy is one of the most powerful things that governments use to control populations. So I totally get that.
And that's my choice. But hey, thank you, Josh, for calling in, and I'm really glad that you enjoyed the show tonight. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Jimmy.
Have a great night. And man, I don't want to divide and conquer. I just don't want to do it. And so many out there do. They want to divide and conquer. And I've got less and less patience with that. And this whole PC world, the whole PC world that we find ourselves in today, where Everybody is just tiptoeing around, tiptoeing on their thoughts and tiptoeing on their words, and they can't say this or that. And man, I'm just, I'm tired of it, because I used to enjoy. I mean, I like to crack jokes. I like to crack jokes, and we can't even do that anymore. It's like, wait a minute, we're not allowed to laugh? What happened? You know, if you think about it, and I'm being very, very, very serious, you look at the genius of Mel Brooks and Blazing Saddles. Could Blazing Saddles be made today? Could it? No, it could not. And I'm shocked. And that's one of the reasons why I like Rick and Morty so much. You go watch Rick and Morty. The writers of that show, the creators of that show, and the way the dialogue is written, they don't give a crap. There is no PC involved. And that kind of writing, that kind of creativity, sure, the PC element is removed from it, and I enjoy that part. But the other part that comes along with it that is so bleeping great is that there is total freedom of creativity. Creativity. There is nobody thinking about anything. The humor is there. It's going to be funny, and that's it. And that's one of the reasons why I enjoy Rick and Morty so much. You guys, if you haven't seen it, I know it's a cartoon. That has nothing to do with anything. Go and watch Rick and Morty. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy, this is JC from Los Angeles.
Hey, JC from Los Angeles. I like your initials.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Yeah.
I just wanted to tell you quickly about an experience that I had back in March of 2019.
What happened? This
was in broad daylight. I was somewhere near Mid-City, and I saw 3 UFOs over, I guess you could say, about the 110.
Okay. All right.
Just west of downtown LA.
Mm-hmm.
And I caught them on video, and it was the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen in my life, to say the least.
Have you posted the video?
I have not. I have them. I've shown them to a few friends, to people that I know, just so, I guess, just to make sure someone else can see them. Right?
Yes. Send them to me. Can you send them to me?
Yeah. I have them on a cloud storage thing, so I can send you the link. Where do I send it to?
Jimmy at jimmychurchradio.com.
Okay, totally.
And then reference. You don't have to say it out on the air. Reference your phone number. I'm looking at it here. Put that in the email so I know it's really you.
Okay.
Okay.
Will do.
All right, JC. I want to see these. I want to see these videos. Send them to me.
Yeah, definitely. So just, I was out there sightseeing. So the first video is of me. I was just shooting a hawk that was flying above.
Mm-hmm.
But then everything else is me kind of gasping and saying a lot of things that I probably can't say on it.
Yeah, I'm totally with you, man. I've done it myself. Yeah, JC, send them to me. I want to see them.
Will do.
All right, man.
I'll send them right over.
Thank you so much, man. Have a great night.
You too.
And I really appreciate that, where, especially Los Angeles, but something that hasn't been published. That's the first thing. Something that hasn't been published. And I get to take a quick analysis of this. But having the natural environment around, I think, is totally cool, because we get the full impact of everything, including the bad words. So there you go. Let's see who's up next. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy, it's Eric, the Awakening Man.
Wow, your voice is so clear.
Yes, the Samsung has won my heart.
You have a new phone.
Yes, it's a new toy. I had to try it out.
Man, you're going to go and listen to this later and go, man, I really sounded like crap on Fade to Black. And now I know what Jimmy was complaining about. Yeah, you sound great, man. So tomorrow night, we got your guy on the show, Duke Sullivan.
Yeah, I wanted to just let people know that, I mean, some people listening tonight probably have heard of Duke Sullivan, but his World Bigfoot Radio, I told you this weekend, but I just want your audience to know that the Fadernauts, that he is the Jimmy Church of the World Bigfoot Radio world, and he knows everybody and everything about Bigfoot, and hopefully you'll get to talk to him about Kevin Laing, because first of all, I know Bigfoot's real. There's still people out there that are probably on the fence. Maybe some people don't believe in Bigfoot, whatever. But you've got to hear this story, because the story will blow your mind. It's unlike any Bigfoot story ever told. And just thinking about it actually makes me emotional.
You know,
when you hear it, you're going to have to.
Yeah, I've gone and listened to most of World Bigfoot Radio with the story about Kevin and Glog. And this, Duke was telling me yesterday, he goes, Jimmy, we're going to run out of time. And I said, that's exactly why you're on the show right there. I cannot wait to have him on the show with us tomorrow night. And of course, having him, become a returning guest and covering everything, because he's on top of it. We've got some other Bigfoot shows that are coming up. Eric, don't say anything. But, I've gotten confirmation on some things that we're going to be doing in the future over the last 24, 48 hours, and I'm very excited about it. So there you go. Eric, thank you so much, my friend. And
okay, buddy. I look forward to tomorrow night. Don't everybody tune in. Anybody out there, if you're on the fence, tune in. You got to hear this story.
I'll talk to you, man. Thank you so much, Eric. That is Eric, Awakening Man, reminding everybody that tomorrow night, Duke Sullivan is here of World Bigfoot Radio. I want to thank Tyler Glockner tonight of Secureteam10 coming in after what was an absolute very difficult year. And he only scratched the surface about the health issues that he went through. And as you can imagine, something that went on for 3, 4, 5 months like it did, we spent a very brief amount of time on it. But wow, it was just great to hear his voice. I'm going to say this. He looks great. His head is clear. His eyes are wide open. And to see him like this compared to the Tyler that I met a couple of years ago, he looks absolutely amazing. And I said to him, I said, man, you sound smarter today than you were before. So you've got that going for you. But again, Tyler, thank you so much. What a great conversation tonight. And tomorrow night, of course, Duke Sullivan is here. And Wednesday night is James Fox. And then Thursday night is Ron Keel, who's going to come in here and help me man the phones and roll through a Fader night with all of you. With that, I am going to get out of here. What a great show tonight. Again, thank you to Tyler Glockner. Fade to Black's executive producer is Rita Camurian. Show is produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee, Dennis, and Kevin. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Vitoa, Mark D. Kovar. Webmaster is Drew the Geek. Music, Doug Aldrich. Intro, Spaceboy, spaceboymusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network, and syndication is KGRA, The Planet. It's broadcast owned and copyrighted 2021 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network, Inc. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or reused anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. I just said it. Tomorrow night, Duke Sullivan, World Bigfoot Radio. Big thanks to Tyler Glockner. Until tomorrow night, I want everybody to be safe. It's time to fade to black.